And of course, guys, there's the Holy Trinity.
Now, I'm not comparing my Trinity to the Holy Trinity, but I guarantee you, my Trinity of homemade small batch rubs can put a heavenly smile on your taste buds. And all three come with my 100% money-back guarantee. If you don't love and think that my Trinity of Beast and Butt Rub, Chicken Mamu, and Acadiana steak seasoning aren't the best and most essential spices in your arsenal, I'll buy them back from you.
It may not be holy, King Dude, but that's the best spice and rub deal on this side of heaven.
Order Mike Church's set of Trinity Rubs and save big at mikechurch.com/rub. That's one bottle each of Beast and Butt Rub, Chicken Mamu Lemon Herb Seasoning, and Acadiana Steak Seasoning for one low price and the King Dude's money back guarantee. Order today at mikechurch.com/rub. We don't know why Trump started a war with Iran, made deals with Roundup, and got Thomas Massey canceled. But we do know there's a pound of gold in Mike Church's studio, and all you have to do to win it is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on The Mike Church Show at MikeChurchShow.com and on YouTube at Real King Dude.
Oh, my. Who's the guy that says my? Joe Kenda. Well, folks, of course, we're starting a gold giveaway contest, a big promotion today, and of course, everything blew up on a Monday. But we are here live, asking the question of the day.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Well, I'll tell you.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
No, you can't.
For a safe and secure society.
And so I'm calling on Congress to pass these reforms, and I'm going to sign them in the wall.
No, you're not.
Fall down the thunder, well now you got.
You tell them I'm coming!
righty, our call-in line telephone number if you'd like to be on the program today. You actually need the number today, but you're actually going to have to use it because we're going to play the Golden Truth Ticket soundbite of the day at the start of sometime in the next segment, and you will actually need that smartphone thingy to actually call 844-527-8723 to see who it is that's going to win the first Golden Truth Ticket of the day for free. Don't cost nothing. For all the rest of you, you can buy your tickets now to win. It's $52,000 worth of gold. That's what the market price is right now. $52,000 worth of gold at winapoundofgold.com. Winapoundofgold.com. It is a Monday. I'll tell you why I'm laughing in just a moment.
13 flight controllers, listen up.
Let's check in.
Give me a go, no go for
Give
launch.
me a go, no go.
Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Chatroom.
Vital.
We're go flight.
Podcast.
Guidance go.
New
Surgeon.
router.
Go flight.
We're not go flight.
Com.
We're go flight.
Video.
We're go.
Tell me you. Go. Control.
Go flight.
Crusade channel.
Procedures.
Go.
MikeChurch.com. Podcast.
FAO.
Fax.
We are go.
Transom.
Go.
Pony
Recovery.
Express.
Go.
Capcom.
We're go flight.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
So it's Monday, June the 8th, and this is the start of this will be the 7th time that we have raffled off a major prize. The first 3 times or 4? No, the first 3 times was a Kia Soul. Then there was a pair of Kia Seltos, and then last year there was obviously the Pound of Gold, which was won by Chris Payne. And this year it's a pound of gold. Whatever the price is, COB today of a pound of gold, that's what the grand prize is. So that's how it will be set. So just filling in a couple of details here. So we did all of our show prep yesterday, anticipating that the demons were going to try and shut this whole thing down. And sure enough, Beelzebub and the boys, Beelzebub, Baphomet, Bagul and the boys showed up in full armor and lobbed the equivalent of a broadcasting electric and an electronic neutron bomb at us at about 15 minutes before the start of the program. And so we're sitting here wondering, we're at the main broadcast machine over there that does all the U-Boob and the Roku and everything. And are we connected on Census Fidelium? Did you check? And all of a sudden, I couldn't even get to Google. Wait a minute. Even on a dial-up modem, on a bad day with a 9600 baud connection, you can get to Google. I couldn't get to Google. So it was a running around here in a panic, call 911, call 911, call 911. And finally, we determined that the internet router had crapped the bed. It went, hey, connect here, connect here, connect here, and it wouldn't do it. So a hard restart of a router later and a couple of Hail Marys, and we are up and running here on day 1 of the Golden Truth Ticket 2026 version of the Golden Truth Ticket Extravaganza Sweepstakes. So welcome to all of you who are listening or watching out there. If you're wondering, if you just happened to get a notification and you went like, well, what is this live show that is on Census Fidelium? Well, Steve Cunningham is our broadcast partner for this year's Win a Pound of Gold contest, and so is the channel Census Fidelium. So you will be seeing me on the channel quite a lot over the course of the next 28 days or so. You'll also see Steve. Steve will be making an appearance. He'll come on today, and this is so that Census Fidelium members and subscribers. So you will get to see and hear the Golden Truth Ticket soundbite of the day, and know that you can call in later on when it's played, and you guys can be the winner. So you get to compete with Crusade channel, Mike Church Show listeners today. for ticket number 1. Who is it? Who's going to win number 1? We got to play the soundbite first, and we'll do it next segment. All right, here's what's going on today. So Trump goes to Wisconsin to go meet with a bunch of farmers, and he spins this yarn. I'm going to start here. He spins this yarn. I just signed a pardon the other day. The guy was fixing his truck. Can you believe this? The Democrats are so vicious and evil with their environmental wackoism. He was fixing his truck, and he's in jail. For 7 years, he's in jail. So I pardoned the guy for fixing his truck. It's all he did was fixing his truck. Well, come to find out, he wasn't fixing his truck. He was fixing logs for other people that had trucks that were in violation of certain statutes in the Clean Air Act. And it was actually Trump's EPA in 2018 that began the prosecution or the investigation into the guy. So it wasn't Biden that started it. Now, I think Biden finished it. And the Merrick Garland Injustice Department finished it off, but Trump had his facts all wrong, and so I told the dude that reported the original guy that posted the soundbite, Nick Sorter, and put the story up. Simple. Always do due diligence. Don't believe anything on the internet. It's all fake. Everything is a lie. Right? Proceed from the point of view that everything is. It's like. You know what it's like? It's like wrestling. Back in the day with, okay, Maggie, you do it better than I do. Give me a nature boy Ric Flair. Woo! There it is. If you grew up in the Tidewater area in Virginia like I did, then you will remember all of those great wrestling. Gosh, we had so many when I was a kid. You had Nature Boy Ric Flair. You had Blackjack Mulligan, who was a partner with Ric Flair. They were like the tag team champions. You had the brothers, Gene and Ole Anderson. You had a guy named Wahoo McDaniels. You know, how do you get that? How do you get McDaniel, an Irish name, and then an Indian crossed with it? Wahoo McDaniel. Anybody remember Wahoo McDaniel? We had Rufus R. Freight Train Jones. We had, oh gosh, there were so many of them, so many amazing, colorful characters. We would go to the wrestling matches, and it was Mid-South Wrestling. And we come on UHF TV back in the 70s. I don't remember the channel. But my stepfather would take me and a couple of my friends, because he loved it, to wrestling matches when they would come to the Norfolk Scope. And even though you knew the whole thing, I mean, when you're a kid, you don't know that it's fake. By the time you become you're a teenager, what have you, start going, wait a minute, I think that there's some acting going on here. No, it's all real. So even though you knew it was fake, you went anyway. That's kind of how you should proceed on the internet these days. You know everything that you're looking at is fake, but you do it anyway. So you have to do your due diligence. So the due diligence on this would say that the guy that was pardoned was not pardoned because he was changing a glow plug on his F-350 diesel. He was convicted of, and Trump pardoned him for these offenses against the supposedly that I guess he was fixing records because people weren't keeping DEF or whatever records. The whole thing is just so stupid. And as I said to someone who went, yeah, well, I thought you were Captain Freedom. I thought you were anti-government regulation. I am. But a law is a law. While it's on the books, you have to obey and follow the Clean Air Act. If you don't, you wind up in a federal pen like that guy did. In any event, that's not really. I just wanted to mention that that's kind of where we start with his visit to Wisconsin, to go say that, well, we're bailing the farmers out because the farmers can't bail themselves out. So we're not in a war, but we're in a war. The Strait of Hormuz wasn't closed. It is closed because of the war that we're not in. So we're in a not war. That's not a war, but the Strait of Hormuz is closed because of the not war. We've now demolished the Iranian Navy. We're on rotation number 8. This is the 8th time now that we have destroyed the Iranian Navy. It's the 5th time that we've destroyed all of the Iranian ballistic missile capability. Today, Iran says with its non-ballistic missile capabilities that it doesn't have, because the not war that we didn't engage in, because it wasn't called a war, that it's going to start bombing northern Israel. So it was sending notices out saying, if you live in these parts of northern Israel, you need to get out of Dodge because the missiles are going to start landing. Now, the inquiring mind, who is not a neocon warmonger, and who has watched this entire debacle in stunned disbelief, has to wonder, well, how are they going to bomb northern Israel with a ballistic missile capability that's been destroyed 6 times? It's been obliterated. What are they going to do? Bottle rockets. At one point in time in the Oval Office, months ago, when Trump was asked about what threat? Somebody said, are you concerned about the threat of Iran to its neighboring countries? And he goes, what threat? What do they have? What do they have, Christian? What do they have? Bottle rockets? They have nothing. We destroyed it. So obliterated, it's gone. So what are they going to shoot at the Israelis tonight if they go through with this? I usually make a habit of it, and I tell you guys every morning, so let's just go ahead and do it. What is the spot price of West Texas Intermediate Crude, WTI? Let's see, here. About where it was on Friday, $93.86. Remember me telling you last week, get used to it. Your $4.50 gallon of gas, just get used to it. It's not going anywhere. Wait a minute, we expect to have a deal. Today you're going to hear Tracksuit Marco is going to come out today and is going to say, no, the Iranians are a grave threat to the world. We couldn't allow them to have a nuclear weapon. We'd have a domino effect. It would have been a threat to the entire region and ultimately to the United States. So the president's doing the right thing. But we expect today the negotiations are going very well. We expect today that we're going to have an agreement with the Iranians. The Iranians are going like, we're not even talking to you. What are you talking about? So we will be talking about this as the program unfolds in front of your very ears and eyes today. I don't know this guy from Adam. Apparently Maggie was following this clown.
No.
Jesse Ridgway. No, what's the murdering accomplice's name? What's her name?
Ashley.
Okay, Ashley Ridgway. Remember me telling you that the fame and stardom and celebrity, you only have a couple thousand followers. The people we watch on podcast, they have hundreds of thousands, of millions, because they're better than you. You don't know what you're talking about, tickety. 35 years in the business, and as I have been saying and repeating for the last 10, 12 years, you can't just Thanos snap broadcasting acumen into existence. You certainly can't just Thanos snap broadcasting ethics into existence. But you go on, go ahead, do what you guys do, throw all your money at the little bit at the Ben father and all of the other people that never worked their way up, never paid dues, never were interns, didn't learn how to work mixing boards like this and microphone consoles like this one. I didn't learn any mic technique or anything of the sort. Just, he looks pretty good. I love the way he delivers the outrage porn. That because there's no history and no story behind almost all of your favorite podcasters today, as you are influencers, as you call them. They have put no skins on the wall. They've done nothing with most of them with the entirety of their lives. How do you actually know them? And why do you trust them? Why do so many people? Because they send me emails. OMG, dude, you won't believe what filling name here that I've never heard of before said. And I ask the question all the time, who is this guy? I don't know who this is. Well, this Jesse Ridgway clown was one of them. No story, no history, just millions. How many followers did he have on his YouTube channel? It's like was it 1.5 million? subscribers? And this is insane. So,
626,000.
okay, 626,000.
No, on his YouTube, he's got 4.34 million.
Okay, on the YouTube, it's on X it's 626,000. On YouTube, it's 4.3 million. How? How is this possible? What did he do? What made you do this? I asked the question today because you've seen the thumbnail for today's broadcast. The new Killing Fields. Remember the movie The Killing Fields? Back in the late 70s, early 80s. I think it came out in 79, I want to say. Won all the Oscars, The Killing Fields. What was it about? It was about the Vietnam War. And all the people that were the killing fields, the people that were killed, the men and women and children and soldiers that were killed in these fields. Over, again, another war that was started principally. Well, the communists started it. But that doesn't mean that the stupid Americans had to follow suit, and that's exactly what LBJ did. In any event, they make the Killing Fields is about killing in the Vietnam War. Well, the new Killing Fields is social media. So the Ridgeways, a couple of months ago, 6 months or so ago, go on their YouTube channel and announce that they are pregnant. Oh, we're pregnant. Oh, we're so excited. Oh, it's going to be so awesome. We're having a baby. And they even show sonograms of the baby. And then, break. You have to stick around to the break to find out.
You want your talk radio shaken.
Too many free radicals.
Free radicals, sir?
Too much red meat and white bread. And too many dry martinis.
Not stirred.
Then I shall cut out the white bread, sir.
Truth never dies on the Veritas Radio Network's Crusade.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. When the Trump administration began, an ounce of gold cost $2,750. At the 17-month mark, with his Iran war and MAGA inflation, it's at $4,500. Now, we don't know where the $1,750 price difference went, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe, and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd. And even if you're a neocon in MAGA clothing, you can still win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winnapoundofgold.com. Reposting Laura Loomer lies forgiven. Pardons sold separately.
One of my favorite books is Jim Collins' Good to Great, and lots of people have benefited from reading it, including me. But few people have read his follow-up book, How the Mighty Fall. Now, over the course of the last 18 years has been quite the feat of survival to avoid becoming one of the fallen, but survive we have. And guess what else survived? The world-famous Dude Number t-shirt, which began in 2007. Now, to kick off the relaunch of this elite membership club, we announced a brand new t-shirt design, a brand new certificate of authenticity, and access to numbers that have only recently become available. Here's Jim to tell you how to secure that Dude Number that's unique and special to you.
Just head to mikechurch.com/dude for all things Dude Number, including purchasing your 2026 version of the world-famous Dude Number t-shirt. That's mikechurch.com/dude and join America's morning show, The Mike Church Show, and the Red, White, and Dude Nation's elite membership club. That's mikechurch.com/dude.
In 1983, ZZ Top made the song and it was true from the time that song came out till around 2010, when girls stopped going crazy over a sharp-dressed man because men stopped dressing sharply. Cargo shorts, flip-flops, and tank tops became all the rage for men's public casual wear, to say nothing of how they dressed for mass. Well, as my listeners and viewers know, there's hardly anything more important to me than being a sharp-dressed man. And to help you become one, I'm introducing the official necktie of the Mike Church Show, Proselytize, whose designs are not only striking, they're 100% Catholic. You will look fantastic and like a sharp-dressed Catholic man in your Proselytize neckties. Available now in the Mike Church Show haberdashery at shop.mikechurch.com. Shop for ties, caps, t-shirts, and much more in the Mike Church Show haberdashery at shop.mikechurch.com.
We don't know why Trump started a war with Iran, made deals with Roundup, and got Thomas Massey canceled. But we do know there's a pound of gold in Mike Church's studio, and all you have to do to win it is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on The Mike Church Show at mikechurchshow.com and on YouTube at Real King Dude. Mike Church, Commander-in-Chief of the Red, White, and Dude Nation. The Mike Church Show is exclusively on the Ethics and Broadcasting Network. No apologies, no prisoners, no censors. The Mike Church Show is on the Red, White, and Dude Nation.
Wait a minute. I can name that song in 4 notes. Who is this Graham Plattner character in Maine? Wait a minute. I thought we were in the era of Believe Her. I'll give you my wrestling name. Marcus Tullius Meridius Maximus Augustus Stone Cold Dude Austin, the Duty Llama. Rufus R. Freight Train Dude reporting for duty here on a Monday here on the Mike Church Show on the Ethics and Broadcasting Network. Welcoming all of you that are listening or watching anywhere out there. Today is day 1 of the Golden Truth Ticket Contest 2026 version. So last night we kicked everything off at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. If you're a Dude Nation or Founders Pass member or a email recipient of Steve's list at Census Fidelium, you should have gotten an email yesterday evening. That would give you the link to the ticket page and a 20% discount coupon, which has expired. I checked it, it's expired. So all of our faithful VIP super fans and members all got a chance to get tickets at a 20% discount yesterday, and I know a lot of people took advantage of it. But your chance to win today starts right now.
Real bonanzas are few and far between. They take a lot of finding. Say, answer me this, will you? Why is gold worth some $20 an ounce?
I don't know, because it's scarce.
1,000 men say go searching for gold. After 6 months, one of them's lucky. 1 out of the 1,000. His find represents not only his own labor, but that of 999 others to boot. That's 6,000 months or 500 years, scrabbling over mountains, going hungry and thirsty. An ounce of gold, mister, is worth what it is because of the human labor that went into the finding and the getting of it.
Never thought of it just like that.
Well, there's no other explanation, mister. Gold and stuff ain't good for nothing except for making jewelry with gold teeth. Gold's a devilish sort of a thing anyway. You start out, you tell yourself you'll be satisfied with 25,000 handsome smaggers worth of it. So help my Lord and cross my heart. Fine resolution. After months of sweating yourself dizzy and growing short on provisions and finding nothing, you finally come down to 15,000, then 10. Finally, you say, Lord, let me just find $5,000 worth and never ask for anything more the rest of my life.
$5,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, here in this joint seems like a lot, but I tell you, if it was to make a real strike, you couldn't be dragged away. Not even the threat of miserable death would keep you from trying to add 10,000 more. 10, you'd want to get 25, 25, you'd want to get 50, 50, 100, like roulette. One more turn, you know, always one more.
It wouldn't be that way with me. I swear it wouldn't. I'd take only what I set out to get, even if there's still $500,000 worth lying around waiting to be picked up.
I've dug in Alaska and Canada and Colorado. I was with the crowd in the British Honduras, where it made my fare back home and almost enough over to cure me of the fever I'd caught. Dug in California and Australia, all over the world practically. Yeah, I know what gold does to men's souls.
All right, there is your soundbite of the day, your Golden Truth Ticket soundbite of the day. And now Maggie will spin her wheel here, and you will all see which caller number you need to be today. I haven't seen the spinning wheel.
I hate this.
It's so discombobulated. This stupid green screen is just it's out of control. So, be caller number 7. Later today, when you hear that soundbite from the movie The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, that was, I don't know who the Irish guy was, but the other actor in there was Humphrey Bogart. And so when you hear Treasure of the Sierra Madre played later today, not during a rebroadcast. This show is rebroadcast 3 times today on the Crusade channel and on the Ethics and Broadcasting Network. So if you're listening on our app, the Mike Church Show app, then just know if you hear it and you hear me around it, doesn't count. If you hear it any other time during the rest of the broadcast day, be caller number 7, and a Golden True ticket is yours for free. Don't cost nothing. That's a $50 value, and it only takes 1 ticket to win. Tomorrow, we will begin the secret password part. So if you're the correct caller and you went and watched the Mike Church Show highlight YouTube video, highlight video clip of the day, buried in that clip is an Easter egg, is a secret password. Give that secret password as the correct caller, and we'll double the tickets. So you $100 now, 2 chances to win, and it costs you nothing other than watching or listening to the Mike Church Show here on the Crusade channel and the Ethics and Broadcasting Network. Okay, so back to the Ridgeways. What did this guy talk about on his 4.5 million follower YouTube channel? What was it about? I never watched it.
I didn't either.
Okay, I'm just trying to imagine what were they like the Gaineses? Were they home improvement people?
No.
Okay, all right. In any event, so these two go on, like, well, we're pregnant, we're having a baby. Oh, we're so excited, we can't wait to meet the little feller. It was just a little feller. So I'm hearing Billy Bob Thornton from Sling Blade in the back of my head now. So they're talking about the baby. They're excited. They're pregnant. They're painting the room. They're assembling the crib. They're buying the toys and they're thinking about names and everything. And then they go to a ultrasound apartment, as we say here in New Orleans, an apartment. They go to an ultrasound apartment, and then I guess she has the amnio test done. Isn't that how you find out if you have the Downs chromosome? So I guess she has the amniocentesis test done, and then the doctor calls back and goes, "You guys need to come in, sit down. Mr. and Mrs. Ridgway, I'm here to inform you that your test came back, and it's positive for the extra chromosome, trisomy 21, that causes Down syndrome in children." And it was like, oh, no! It was William Shatner in The Wrath of Khan. Khan! No, it was Khan! And they agonized over it. And then they decided that why they didn't want to bring a Down syndrome child into this cruel world of ours because of all the pain, suffering, and misery that it would have to endure, knowing that it wasn't like the other kids, that it wasn't normal, and that it couldn't have a full and productive and wonderful life. So they did what any other enterprising, loving, Christian American soul would do. They went to Planned Parenthood and had it killed. They murdered it. That's right, I said it. They murdered it. Then they go on and tell everyone on their YouTube channel, oh, hey, it was going to be a Down syndrome baby, and we didn't want to put it through the pain, suffering, and misery, so we aborted it. And as Billy Bob Thornton might say, I don't know why you had to do that. It was just a little feller. They killed their soon-to-be-born child. And pridefully, foolishly, demonically expected that everyone was going to be cool with it. And when they were started to receive predictable blowback for the murder, it was, hey, wait a minute now. Wait, we did the kid a favor. This is an act of compassion. For who? For you? The Ridgeways then took to X.com to inform everyone of their shock that Christian zealots everywhere were canceling their subscriptions, were leaving them in droves, and telling them what evil, wretched people they are. I thought Christians were supposed to love. Even if you're not Catholic, you still know the adage, hate the sin, love the sinner. But I'm not going to endorse your sin. And so you follow this. And when did they make the big... It was last week, right? I think it was last week. And look, previous to this, they'd have been showing it sonograms, ultrasound pictures, because people like pictures.
Talking about seeing the heartbeat for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, look, we saw and heard the heartbeat. You killed something that had a heartbeat? That means it was alive. Fast forward to today, the dude still has 4.5 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Yep. So I don't want to hear righteous indignation over all of this from so many people when apparently very few people have actually canceled the channel. Now, I'm still trying to figure out what the clown does.
He does comedy skits, and it's just a vlog of their daily life.
Oh, okay. So it's a reality show.
It's like a reality show. He vlogs what he does during the day with her, and he does some comedy skits. Some people would call it comedy. Some people would just call it stupidity. But that's what he does. That's it. And he's been doing it for 20 years.
20 years. And now he's the world's most famous aborter. Some people are saying, no, they weren't really pregnant. They just did it as a publicity stunt for more clicks and likes. Oh, look, we're pregnant. But they really weren't, knowing all the while that they were going to just say, oh, sorry, misunderstanding. It was going to be a Down syndrome baby, so we had it killed. You know, this is one of the most, to me, reprehensible things that humans can do, and we are capable of an awful lot of terror. Do you know that in the country of Iceland, they boast and they brag that they have eliminated 95% of Down syndrome babies? Don't believe me, look it up. This came out during the first time I saw, or the last time I saw the stat, was when Trump debated Biden in 2020, and the issue of same day of birth abortion came up. And of course, Trump told Biden he was opposed to it back in the day. I hope that he still is. And somebody had brought up about the Down syndrome babies, and then the statistics in Iceland. These monsters in Iceland think that there's some sort of evolved humans because they kill Down syndrome babies. Well, no, it was going to be a Boston Terrier puppy. We didn't think the mother could do 10, so we only thought she could do 5, so we killed the other 5. As if we're talking about dogs here. And when the world started to find out about this, tourism to Iceland collapsed because people are going like, I don't want to go hang out with people that are just butchering and murdering babies just for the sport of it because they don't like the way they look. I want people to just think about this. Now, the Ridgeway said, no, it wasn't a baby. It was just a clump of cells. So a clump of cells that wasn't ordered in the manner in which you wanted it to be ordered. You know, my buddy Frank Wright has been writing about this horrible, awful, awful, awful trade that's going on across the Western world called surrogacy. We did a story here on this show last year about a pair of homos, dudes, that had contracted with a woman to bear one of their sons. And then we're, ooh, we're so happy, we can't wait to can't wait to meet him. We designed him. He's going to be beautiful. He's going to be a little baby boy. Note that all your homos tend towards adopting boys. And it turns out horribly for the boys. But in this case, this wasn't an adoption. This was a surrogacy. Well, some of you probably know the end of the story, the horrid, wretched end to the story. What's the horrid, wretched end of the story? Is that they were doing a genetics test, keeping up with the mother, going on the doctor visits, and forcing her to undergo amniocentesis, for example, another blood test, to find out that it was revealed that, well, this baby is probably not going to be blonde and certainly doesn't have blue eyes. And so what did the homos decide to do? Oh, if it's not going to be born with like blue eyes and stuff, we don't want it. But somebody else, we'll try again. What did you do with the one you don't want? We had the mother aborted. So, the surrogacy then leads to, as if this isn't crime and sin enough, the surrogacy then leads to, oh, it's not the designer baby that we wanted to molest, so let's kill it. And they had it aborted. Now, because they were homos, you weren't allowed to say anything about it. You were supposed to go like, oh, but they were just practicing free choice or whatever. They're exercising their liberties and rights. I'm not going to lecture this audience about it because you guys already know that life begins at conception and all that. Post-Dobbs, so understand that there's almost as much, maybe even more, sin that enters the world through the killing of babies, whether it's through surrogacy or abortion. And this is just the crime that the Ridgway case or the Ridgway story brings up. And it all happens now in real time on this thing called social media. As I have been saying from the get-go about social media, it was not meant for human flourishing. You can have it. It is possible through it. It was made and designed for the promulgation of evil. Now, that's pretty much what it's been doing. Now we have designer baby murder that you can broadcast on social media. Ooh, what a great step in evolution that is. I suppose the thing that is the most disturbing, though, is that even though there has been keyboard outrage over this, not very many people apparently have walked away from the perpetrators. So I'm going to wag my finger. I'm going to send you a nasty letter and a slap on your wrist. But, okay, all right, you can still bill me $15 a month for your channel. What the hell is going on here? Your justifiable rage should be followed up. Follow it up. These things like this should invoke shame. Where is shame? Think about this. A society that dresses its girls up and allows its girls, its young women, to be dressed up in a manner that 60 years ago, I have to go back 60 years now, 60 years ago was not acceptable, which is to show 85% of their naked body to earth as they prance around in these things called bikinis and other assorted swimwear, whatever they may be. Then you have the advent of the yoga pant. I won't get into what that reveals, but I'm sure most of you are aware here. A civilization that has lost this kind of modesty is going to do things like this. Because we rely upon women, on the fairer of the two genders, of the two sexes. We rely on them for that modesty and that kind and that nurturing that is needed, because modesty at the end of the day is humility. People ask me all the time, "Where are you going?" if I go out in public like this, and I'll go to the post office today. They don't ask me anymore because they know me now. But they used to go like, hey, man, where you going? You look really dapper today. Where you going, man? I'm like, just another day at work. And they look at me like, yeah, but you got to wear, you got the whole vest and the bow tie and the pocket square work in there and a long sleeve shirt. And it's the middle of July. Where's the short? Where's the cargo short pants and the flip flops? And I said, well, no, I do TV every day, and so I dress for the part. But even if I didn't, I would still respect your eyes, respect the dignity of your eyes, and of what you see. Your mother used to tell you back in the day, back when I was a little cheerins, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Is the first impression that you want to make, gentlemen, cargo short pants, tank top, and flip-flops so that the world can see your oversized Frito scoop-sized chips for a big toenail. And I've narrowed this down now. Young guys don't do this. Young guys actually wear fashionable short pants and sneakers. They want to show their sneakers off. It's only the boomers and the boom letters that want people to know that they have traded taken from the Frito-Lay Corporation a super-sized scoop chip and put it in place of their big toenail. The only thing missing is not carrying around the little vats of onion dip. But it's vile to see something like this out in public, and it's certainly, it's not an act of, you don't respect anyone else's eyes or dignity. And I suppose that the point at the end of the day is that until modesty returns, you can just expect more baby killing. Because we can't even get the simple things right, like you only get one chance to make a first impression. So I want to know, if you were a subscriber to this Ridgeway clown, did you cancel? And did you inform him? We have a saying around here on the Mike Church Show, this is not an airport. This is not an airport. There's no need for you to announce your departure. You cancel. But in this instance, yeah, I think that you ought to tell them. All right, what else is going on out there today? We'll continue to talk about this as the program gets underway. Israel strikes Iran after Tehran's missile attack. Wait a minute. Where did I started the program off with this. Where did the Iranians get missiles from? Push-up Pete assured us at least 4 times the Iranian military capability has been completely and totally devastated. It's been destroyed. Trump told us it was obliterated. The whole thing's at the bottom of the sea. No Navy, no Air Force. They didn't have one anyway, but they have none now. They're in the negative now. They owe us planes. They owe the world planes. They don't have any. They can't. They don't have any.
Super high-tech jet fighters.
Tracksuit Marco told us that their missile capability was destroyed in the non-war war. So how are the Iranians lobbying missiles at the Israelis that they don't have and have no capability for? We will explore the depths of this. Something very strange is going on with the Trumps, with Ivanka and Jared Kushner, with this island that they just supposedly, we were just sailing through the Adriatic Sea. Everyone does this. Is it the Adriatic Sea or is it the Mediterranean? Where's the island at? I just started reading about it last Thursday or so, and I watched a couple of videos about it. So supposedly, according to Ivanka, it is the Mediterranean. They were just sailing around the Mediterranean and Shazam! Hey, look, an island! It looks like Gilligan's Island. Let's go! And they jumped off the sailing vessel, yacht, or whatever it was that they were on, and they swam to shore. Now, the first thing about this, I'm going like, wait a minute. You swam to an island you didn't know anything about? We'll talk more about it after the timeout.
nothing else to do. Oh, it's in color. Your hair is brown. Your eyes are hazel. And soft as clouds. I often kiss you when there's no one else around. I got your picture. I'd like a million of you all around myself. I want a doctor to take a picture so I can look at you from inside as well. You got me turning up and turning down. I'm turning in, I'm turning right, I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. I got your picture. I'd like a million of them around myself. I want the doctor to take a picture so I can.
The Crusade Channel, talk radio the way it should be. Broadcasting live from Madisonville, Louisiana, and streaming 24/7 at crusadechannel.com. When you get home to a darkened house, you turn on the lights. When you go out into the fallen, darkened world that most of America has become, turn on the Mike Church Show.
Hey folks, Mike Church here.
And let the red, white, and Dude Nation light the way for you.
Hey, we guarantee it works a lot better than that little Levite lightning bug, Ben Shapiro.
I've sentenced boys younger than you to the gas chamber.
Hop into your guilt-free ride into MAGACon-free conservatism.
On the Mike Church Show.
Membership has its privileges.
American Express was right back in the 1970s. Membership has its privileges. And no membership privilege is greater to a Red, White, and Dude Nation listener than membership in the elite membership club that is the Dude Number. Here's Lee to tell you how to get yours.
That's right, King Dude. Membership does have its privileges. And when it comes to the Dude Number, applying for membership has never been easier. Just head to mikechurch.com/dude to start the membership process. Your unique and one-of-a-kind membership and all the privileges that come with it awaits you. As a member, you'll enjoy private chat groups, VIP privileges to all Mike Church Show events, early access to new Dude-geared store items, and of course, your unique Dude Number.
Dude 1210 reporting all quiet on the Eastern Front.
This is Mike's favorite punching bag, Dude number 13.
Hi, this is Steve. My Dude number is 2112.
Dude number 2004, proud member of the Red, White, and Dude Nation reporting for duty.
Become a part of something bigger than any talk show there is and apply for your Dude Number today at mikechurch.com/dude.
Membership has its privileges.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. In 1971, if D.B. Cooper had jumped out of an airplane with $200,000 worth of gold instead of U.S. currency, he would have $25.4 million in gold bullion today. Now, we don't know where D.B. Cooper's money is, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd. And you don't have to jump out of an airplane to win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winapoundofgold.com. D.B. Cooper and Cocaine Bear parachutes sold separately.
Hi, folks. It's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Road to Independence, the movie. The Road to Independence tells the exciting story of the Founding Fathers' struggle to declare independence.
The name of this confederacy shall henceforth be the United Colonies of North America. The said United Colonies hereby severally enter into a firm league of friendship with each other, binding on themselves and their posterity for their common defense against...
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and are packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Road to Independence on DVD and CD. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723. Hey folks, Mike Church here. You know, when I was a little cheerins, I remember loving the old Dunkin' Donuts TV spot. You know, the one with the guy who got up at 3 a.m. mumbling to himself as he went out the door and then back in his front door.
Time to make the donut.
Well, fast forward 46 years, and now I'm the guy waking up at 3 a.m., mumbling to myself as I go in the studio door, then back out. Time to make the radio. I made the radio. I made the radio. But I have a secret weapon the Dunkin' Donut dude didn't have. Mike Church's Capuchin Holy Roast coffee in whole bean or ground. Our fresh, aromatic, gourmet coffee is made from 100% fair trade beans, freshly imported, roasted by my friend Kyle and his daughter at the Abita Roasting Company, then delivered to you so fresh your kitchen will smell like a barista shop. Good. So, whenever you arise to take on the day and listen to the Mike Church Show, do it the Red, White, and Dude Nation way by brewing up a fresh pot of Capuchin Holy Roast or my all-new Capuchin Holy Roast New Orleans blend coffee and chicory at shop.mikechurch.com.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. When making Raiders, Spielberg chose the Golden Ark of the Covenant because he knew audiences wouldn't go, ooh, ah, if Nazis stole a parchment scroll containing a psalm. Now, we don't know where the lost Ark is, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe, and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd, and you don't have to say, ooh, ah, to win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winapoundofgold.com. Ark of the Covenant sold separately.
In 1983, ZZ Top made the song and it was true from the time that song came out till around 2010, when girls stopped going crazy over a sharp-dressed man because men stopped dressing sharply. Cargo shorts, flip-flops, and tank tops became all the rage for men's public casual wear, to say nothing of how they dressed for mass. Well, as my listeners and viewers know, there's hardly anything more important to me than being a sharp-dressed man. And to help you become one, I'm introducing the official necktie of the Mike Church Show, Proselytize, whose designs are not only striking, they're 100% Catholic. You will look fantastic and like a sharp-dressed Catholic man in your Proselytize neckties. Available now in the Mike Church Show haberdashery at shop.mikechurch.com. Shop for ties, caps, t-shirts, and much more in the Mike Church Show haberdashery at shop.mikechurch.com.
The Mike Church Show has some
Princess Bride themed advice for the MAGA cons now running the Trump administration.
Aha, you fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia.
The Mike Church Show,
a daily beacon of chivalry and peace
on the Red, White, and Dude Nation.
Welcome back Mike Church Show here. El Jefe Dude. Performing this show with 96.2% of my testosterone tied behind my back just to make it a fair fight. Greetings, yours truly and single, angry, ugly cat ladies out there. This portion of the program brought to you by the Golden Truth Ticket Sweepstakes Contest. Get your ticket today. As of right now, there's a maximum of 10,000 tickets will be sold. But as of right now, you have like a 1 in 175 chance of winning $52,000 in gold. Now, if that holds to the end of the month, you'd be a fool to not be buying lots of Golden Truth tickets at winapoundofgold.com. Winapoundofgold.com. You know, this thing might catch on. It might, could. Stranger things have happened. And those 10,000 tickets be gone before even the end of the contest. So if I were you, I would not worry about what plants crave, and I would go get my Golden Truth ticket today, or 10, at Mike Church at winapoundofgold.com. Winapoundofgold.com. I had it set to silent. I don't know how it got turned on, but it got turned on. In any event, let's get back to what we were talking about last segment at the end about the Iranians and the Israelis. I'll come back to that. I'll pull up a gin peppermint Zaki and circle back to that. First, I haven't actually seen this, but I will. Apparently, Nigel Farage. Better chart play than Nigel Farage. Farage, however you say it. Nigel Farage has put a video out about the murder of Henry Noack, the 18-year-old white kid who was killed on the streets of Britain because he was white. Now, some people are going to say, you're just exaggerating. That's not why. It's more complicated than that. No, it really isn't more complicated than that. They killed him because he was a white kid, and his life is not worth as much as a black or an Arabian or someone that is an immigrant or whose ancestral parents came from somewhere that is not England. I'm sorry, but as history and a study of it will reveal, when St. Augustine of Canterbury was acting as the Archbishop of Canterbury, there weren't any black people on that island. You had the Picts in the north, who ultimately become the Scots. You had the Anglos, and you had the Welsh. All white people. As a matter of fact, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? We tend to forget about these little historical anachronisms. Who was it that would often choose the British Isle to raid? They'd go there, they'd rape, rob, pillage, and then they'd go home. The Vikings. What color were the Vikings? White people. Better chart play. Why are you bringing all this racial stuff? We're not supposed to just be fixated on race. Well, why not? They are. I've been told my entire adult life I'm a racist, bigot, sexist, hick, hayseed homophobe. And I just go like, oh, dude, is that all you got? Hey, can you throw anti-Semite in now? Because that's the new one. Oh, you don't want to be an I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm Catholic. I can't be. It's impossible. Rod Dreher says in his blog post on this on Saturday, pure cold rage. As I said, I haven't seen the Farage video yet. He starts his blog piece off. I thought I was looking at a robot hand. He says, look at that. It's the hand of the late Henry Noack.
He bled out. He had no blood left.
Ivory white from having bled out as British police handcuff him on bogus racism charges. That should be an icon of the murderous injustice of anti-racism and what they call DEI. Yeah, and then Dreher says you have to watch this 7-minute long video. Can you pull the Farage video up? And we could just watch the first minute of it. It's Farage. I'm pretty sure he's not going to drop any F-bombs. Of Nigel Farage addressing the nation about the murder of Norwich. It's extraordinary. Nigel went there. He said that the murder of Norwich and the reaction of the police prove indisputably that Britain is a two-tier society where the rights and privileges of white people matter less than those of minorities. Farage points out that when George Floyd was killed in the U.S., Britain went nuts. NVTS nuts. And the Prime Minister even took a knee. But when a white British man was treated appallingly by the police, possibly leading to his death because the cops assumed he was a racist, bigot, hick, hayseed, nothing. Here, they got this outrage out of it.
0.0.
Do you have the Farage video? Here's what Nigel said in part.
It's a moment to take a long, hard look at ourselves as a country and what we've become. The murder of 18-year-old student Henry Novak was bad enough of itself, but compounded in the most extraordinary way by the behaviour of the police officers. Many of us have asked for the footage to be released, and finally, last night it was. Let me show you just 30 seconds of what happened on that fateful evening in Southampton.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we? Oh.
I was in bed asleep. When it just phoned me up, they looked, someone was attacking me.
Grab his other arm.
Help. So I've just run it really little on St. Dennis Road. Come running around the corner.
What's happened to you, alright? Been stabbed. You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? Don't think you have, mate.
Just think of it. An 18-year-old lad, a student, been out with some friends for the evening, on the way home, and victim of a sustained attack. Stabbed several times, chased down the street. Stabbed seriously 5 times. And what happens? Well, the assailant's brother rings the police to say, we've just been racially attacked and abused by a white guy. The sirens blare, they arrive. Young Henry must have thought that at last help was at hand, but far, far from it. The police act from the beginning to the end, and the end when he dies, lying on a pavement, having been stabbed in handcuffs. The last thing he heard on this earth was him being read his rights by the police. He was actually treated in a way that meant an accusation of a racial slur was treated more seriously than an act of murder. What does he say? I can't breathe. Familiar words? Remember career criminal George Floyd, who died in appalling circumstances in Midwest America a few years ago. Remember the reaction to that and the way the police behaved. Within a few days, Keir Starmer was taking the knee. Black Lives Matter exploded all over the country. Churchill's statue was defaced, the cenotaph was vandalised. And yet, what has the public reaction been from our leaders and politicians, and indeed, to be frank, much of the media to this? Silence. Absolute silence. Proof, if ever there was any, that we're living in a two-tier culture in this country where the rights and privileges of white people matter less than those of ethnic minorities.
Okay, you get the idea here. I think one of the signal things that the Americans ought to take away from, now he said Novak, so it's N-O-W-A-K, so Novak. You know why and how Nigel Farage is famous today? Brexit. He's a secessionist. He's a separatist. He's one of these people that the neocons and the Decepticons here in the United States call as, you're an isolationist. No, I'm an America firster. Like I said, isolationist. I don't care what they're doing over there. It doesn't matter to me. I care about what I'm doing right here, what we make here, what we can grow here, what we can buy here and sell here, what we can trade here. About the people who live down the street from here. Are they employed? Do they have vocations? That's what I care about. Yeah, but we can import goods and stuff like that. No, you're an isolationist. Okay. Like I said, can we just go ahead and add the anti-Semite to it? I mean, let's just cover all the bases, because that's all they have is insults. Farage started. I love to tell the story, and people are shocked by it. You should be shocked by it too. There's a couple of lessons to be taken away. Nigel Farage and another dude, I forget the other guy's name, started the UKIP. That's United Kingdom Independence Party. Guess what year? So people think that 2016 is when Brexit passed. So then UKIP must have been formed 2013, 2014 for the campaign. Nope, you'd be wrong. UKIP was formed and founded in 1992. So it took 24 years of never-ending toil, sweat, effort, trying to convince people. Maybe they didn't need very much convincing. Maybe they just needed to be assured that if they came out in public and said, Brexit, yeah, we should leave the European Union, they wouldn't be treated as bad people. But it took 24 years, and then the ballot initiative for the UK to finally leave the European Union and do the whole Brexit thing. But wait a minute, I thought secession was illegal. You can't do this. The Supreme Court said so in Texas versus White. Well, apparently the Brits didn't get the memo. So that's why Nigel Farage is famous. Now, there's another reason why Nigel Farage is relevant today. And that's because the Restore Britain movement is the biggest thing in the UK today. The white people, they're trying to play. You can't keep focusing on white people. They're going to go, you're racist. 25, 30, dude, that happened 35 years ago. What is it that makes British people British? Really, the question here, and if you watch the rest of the video, because I'm reading some quotes from it that Dreher has in here, if you watch the rest of the Farage video, he's going to say things like, it is time for the people of this island, of this nation, and our government to stop treating white people as second-class citizens and start defending them. Imagine that you actually have to go out and publicly say that the people that founded the civilization. This is why I brought up the Picts, the Anglos, and the Welsh earlier. When you think of Britain, just say you're a geezer like me. Heaven forfend you should be. But just say you are. You remember back in the 1970s, say, when you thought England or English, what did you think? You might have thought, if you were, depending on what kind of kid you were, you might have thought James Bond. You might have thought James Bond. You might have thought other British spy people. You might have thought the Brits from a World War II movie. You might have thought Benny Hill, the comedian. Or lots of other British comedians. What didn't you think? You did not think Haji from Johnny Quest. That's what you didn't think. Oh, British. Oh, yeah, Haji from Johnny Quest. No, Benny Hill. The point being that Britain is an empire. I used to say, well, the sun never set on the British Empire. Well, how did that happen? Well, because they were British people. They were also the British Catholics, the Archbishop of Canterbury. You know, people, especially libertarians, love to throw up in the air the Magna Carta, the Great Charter. And what a great document it was for human rights and for liberty. Actually, if you ever read it, I challenge you, read it. It's about the rights of Catholic men under a king in Britain. It's about the rights and duties of the bishops to be heard when the king wants to throw a hissy fit and has his way, and demands to have his way, which is out of step with the law of God. That's what the Magna Carta says. It is not about aborting babies and becoming lesbians and or homosexuals or whatever the fashionable thing is today. My point is, there was a British culture that was recognizable, identifiable, and known throughout the world. Well, what's it known for today? Well, you know, if you watch that video and the story of all the stuff that's going on in the UK today, it doesn't sound very British these days, does it? Well, because they told the people that are actual Brits, get out. You're not wanted here anymore. You're too white. You even look white. And this has led to all the things that you're seeing, like the death of Novak, which the cops assumed that the black guy that dropped the dime and made the phone call was telling the truth, and the white kid who was laying there stabbed 5 times and was bleeding to death was a racist, bigot, hick, hayseed liar. How'd that work out? Jair says, thank God Nigel Farage spoke the truth. Telegraph columnist Alan Pearson speaks it here, too. Or Allison, she is not willing to hear Tory leader Kemi Badenoch criticize Farage for his intemperate language. She said, we will take no pious lectures from her about tribalism or the disgusting police treatment of a beloved son and brother. If the tables had been turned, would Digwa have been handcuffed as he lay dying? No, he would not. Would the 18-year-old's piteous cries of, I've been stabbed, have been met with a shrugged, I don't think you have, mate. That's what they told the kid. No, I've been stabbed. No, I don't think you have. You're white. You're the stabber. No, it would have been more than the officer's job's worth to treat a protected characteristic with callous indifference. Henry could safely be ignored and allowed to die because he was a white kid. You know, all these things have been just lately have just flipped themselves because they're all unnatural. You can only defy nature for so long. Nature, which comes from supernature, nature will have its way and will have its way with you. Another guy writing about this, Aris Rusinos at unheard.com. Yet if Farage's striking language, declaring enough of anti-white prejudice and a promotion of the idea that white lives matter just as much as black lives, marks a new waypoint in Britain's political settlement, what is perhaps most remarkable is that the ends to which it is being put are objectively liberal ones of a, quote, a country that treats everybody equally and fairly before the law. Rhetoric language echoed indeed by Shabana Mahmood, who could argue in good faith against such an obviously desirable outcome. I think that what actually is happening here is that we are witnessing is, okay, this is liberty, the God that failed, as Chris Farrar wrote in his book. This is the dock. It's a fish, the fish called Liberty. It's doing this. It's on the deck. It's dying. This is the death throes of it. That reminds me, speaking of democracy and the death throes of your liberal democracy, do you know that Spencer Pratt is now losing in the primary election for Los Angeles mayor? You know, there are people out there going like, this is statistically impossible. It can't happen. There is no statistical way that Pratt could have been taken over by the socialist pinko commie pig that's on the LA City Council. Well, it has happened. He's 3,000 votes behind now. He was up 43,000 last Wednesday midday, And now he's down 3,000. And of course, no, we just found new ballots out there. You know, Thomas Massey was ousted in one night. We knew that Massey had lost that night. Why can't they count the votes in a single night for a stinking mayor's race in the city of demons? Not the city of angels anymore. It's the city of demons. All right, we're going to talk about all this when we come back after the timeout. Before we do that, I see that Steve Cunningham is on the StreamYard Maker hotline out there. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good morning, Mike. How you doing? I'm well.
I am well. What do you think about all this? Did you see this? Are you following the story about the Ridgeway creepy people?
I have to admit, the only thing I've seen on it was last week when I saw Fishback yelling at a heckler who was going to something about those White Lives Matter signs, which I thought it was hysterical at the time because you're not supposed to say White Lives Matter. It can only be Black Lives Matter. If someone got yelled at about saying All Lives Matter the other day, that was funny. But I haven't looked up the story to see what was going on. I knew about a stabbing. I was planning on looking it up, but I haven't. So yeah, I was listening to you and then Faraj talk about things. I can't believe it's all the way out in England about the story.
All right, you get 3 minutes to think about it.
Right.
Do your research in three minutes, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it here on my church show. Don't go away.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. When the Trump administration began, an ounce of gold cost $2,750. At the 17-month mark, with his Iran war and MAGA inflation, it's at $4,500. Now, we don't know where the $1,750 price difference went, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe, and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd. And even if you're a neocon in MAGA clothing, you can still win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winapoundofgold.com. Reposting Laura Loomer lies forgiven. Pardons sold separately.
One of my favorite books is Jim Collins' Good to Great, and lots of people have benefited from reading it, including me. But few people have read his follow-up book, How the Mighty Fall. Now, over the course of the last 18 years, has been quite the feat of survival to avoid becoming one of the fallen, but survive we have. And guess what else survived? The world-famous Dude Number t-shirt, which began in 2007. Now, to kick off the relaunch of this elite membership club, we announced a brand new t-shirt design, a brand new certificate of authenticity, and access to numbers that have only recently become available. Here's Jim to tell you how to secure that Dude Number that's unique and special to you.
Just head to mikechurch.com/dude for all things Dude Number, including purchasing your 2026 version of the world-famous Dude Number t-shirt. That's mikechurch.com/dude and join America's morning show, The Mike Church Show, and the Red, White, and Dude Nation's elite membership club. That's mikechurch.com/dude.
The Crusade Channel and the Slaves of the Immaculate Heart of Mary's Sisters present the Saint of the Day.
Hello, Crusaders. This is Sister Maria Filomena with your Saint of the Day. June 5th, Saint Boniface, died in the year 755. His name in English was Winfred, but he later adopted the Latin name Boniface, which means he who does good. He entered a Benedictine monastery at the age of 5. In 719, he was sent by Pope Gregory II to be the Apostle of Germany. He reconverted that whole country to the faith and many of its neighboring countries as well. At 75, he set out with 52 companions to finish his work in the conversion of Friesland, and on the occasion of a third journey to Rome, he was invested by the
Crusade Channel and the Slaves of the Immaculate Heart of Mary's Sisters present the Saint of the Day.
Hello, Crusaders. This is Sister Maria Filomena with your Saint of the Day. June 8th, Saints Medard and Gildard, who died in the year 558. These two saints of France were, as we are told in the Roman Martyrology, twin brothers. They were born on the same day, consecrated bishops on the same day, and on the same day they died. Saint Medard was Bishop of Noyon, St. Gildard was Bishop of Rouen. Their memory is held most lovingly in northern France. St. Medard began the custom each year of crowning the Rose Queen, the most virtuous, holy young Catholic girl of his diocese. If it rains on the feast of St. Medard, the loving Catholic peasants of northern France take it as a sign that it will rain for 40 days more. The same custom prevails in England with regard to Saint Swithin, whose feast day is July 2nd, but the translation of his relics are on the 15th, for which day, for weather reasons, is called Saint Swithin's Day. Today is also the feast of Saint William of York. Blessed William was born to the most noble parents. Count Hubert was his father, and Emma, the sister of Saint Stephen, was his mother. And he was remarkable from earliest youth for singularly great virtue. Growing in merit, he advanced in age until he was made treasurer of York, in which office he so behaved as to be held by all as the father of the needy in general. Having entered upon his see, he was shortly afterwards attacked with sickness, and full of days, as well as dear to God by reason of his alms deeds, vigils, fasts, and good works, he passed out of this life on the 6th of the Ides of June, in the year of man's salvation, 1154. Saints Medard and Gildard and St. William of York, pray for us. Thank you for joining us for this brief summary of the lives of today's saints. Tomorrow's saint is St. Columbkill. To access all of our Saint of the Day recordings as podcasts, head to crusadechannel.com/saints. You can learn more about our sisters and contribute to the building of our convent by visiting stphilomenaconvent.org. I'm Sister Maria Philomena, and until next time, God bless and Mary keep you.
We don't know if there's gold in the hills of Dahlonega, Georgia, but we do know there's a pound of gold in the Mike Church vault, and all you have to do to win it is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on The Mike Church Show at MikeChurchShow.com and on YouTube at Real KingDude. Southern conservative Catholic America is in the fight of its life, and the Great White Hope Mike Church has just entered the ring. The Mike Church Show.
True story. Drama in real life. Manic Monday here. It's the Mike Church Show doing daily combat against AI and the synthesis of all tyrannies. I am the Generalissimo of the Airborne 1776. Leading combat on land, sea, and on air. Mike Church Show is on, 35 years young today, now serving duty number 148. At MikeChurch.com/dude, day number 1 of the Win a Pound of Gold 2026 version. You know, people are going to have to conform their mind to the reality of this. And this is an educational process here. Because most people, when they hear win a pound of gold, go, that's not real. Or they go like, it's a scam. Well, if you go to winapoundofgold.com, you will see the video at the top of the page. Chris Payne, the 2026 winner, counting his 12 American Eagle Liberty dollars that I sent him. Of course, they're not dollars anymore, $20 pieces. Now they're $4,200 pieces. When he sits there and he counts them out, it's a real deal. You will win, and you only need one ticket. At winapoundofgold.com, you will have the chance to win a pound of gold in the drawing that will be held on July the 2nd. Second prize is a pound of silver. Third prize is a pick by yours truly bourbon, rare bourbon basket with mixers in it. And there's some other great prizes as well from Census Fidelium Press. So go get your ticket today. There's only 10,000 of these things. When the word gets out that you can actually win a pound of gold and you got a 1 in 10,000 shot, name the lottery that you play and you spend $50 a week on, well, you have a 1 in 10,000 shot of winning what, $250? That's if you scratch the right ticket off. What are the odds of a Powerball, Steve Cunningham? What's like 1 in 15 million?
Roughly, give or take a zero.
1 in 150 million. You got a 1 in 10,000 shot guaranteed. As of this morning, you got like a 1 in 175 shot. That's pretty good odds to win 52 grand.
This isn't that. Was that you see that couple from was it Illinois that went to Massachusetts to play the lottery and won all the time because he found a loophole in the lottery?
No.
It's a movie. You do some movie reviews. It was a feel good, really cool movie. Ben and Marla Strike Big or something like that. I'll send you the link for it. Really cool movie.
And wait a minute, I think I did see this, or maybe I saw the trailer. So they actually won it.
Yeah, they won like 16 million over a decade span.
See, and that's the other thing. If you win the gold, do I have to pay taxes on it? That's up to you. I am not a tax accountant. I told one person the other day who asked me about that about that. I said, you're going to get 12 troy ounces of gold. Why are you going to tell anyone that you have it? How are they going to find out that you have physical metal? Just don't tell anyone. Or certainly don't. I mean, what you do with it is your business. But well, it's a winning. You have to pay taxes on that. Says who? Maybe I just gave it to you. Maybe you were like Joseph Smith and you were just walking through the Adirondacks and found the Book of Mormon. Which is funny. Did you see yesterday Mike Lee on X? I know you saw it. Asking how come the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints wasn't under the listing for Christian religions on whatever site he was on. Oh, and the first comment was, because it's not Christian. And I'm going like, well, Mike,
they're still fighting. They're still putting it.
Mike, I can tell you, do you want the real answer? You know what? There's a real weird thing. Does your wife do like the true crime investigation discovery stuff? Did she watch that? Minnis Cunningham, does she watch like the true crime stuff?
Can he not hear you? Is he frozen?
Steve, can you hear me? Oh, I think he lost.
You were breaking in and out on me. It's probably on my end.
Okay. So does your wife watch the true crime stuff? The investigation discovery?
No.
Okay. What if she did?
We've seen the previews. She likes watching TV shows like that.
Well, there's a common thread that runs through a lot of these shows, these murder investigations and what have you.
The common thread is Mormons.
And the common thread is Mormons. It's weird. It's Mormons, and you go, hey, wait. It's because it's such a. I don't know a lot about Mormonism, but I do know that it's a big heresy. And there's just some strange things that you have to conform your mind to the reality to believe in order to be a Mormon.
Yeah.
Well, one of the more famous.
Really, you have to shut your mind off.
Yeah, you're
going to be a Mormon. Take your brain, put it over in the corner. Don't think, and we're just going to tell you what to believe.
Better Cunningham, please. You're chasing the audience away. They're going to run scared. I'm scared.
Well, the main thing is they have a total apostasy. That's the main thing. Because of total apostasy, God came to Joe and say, well, everything went to hell in a handbasket. We got to start up a new thing. It's over. It's OVA. And because of you, you're my chosen one now. You got to bring it up. And so the best line is that it goes, all right, in history, they usually show when something like this happened. When was this apostasy? Where and when? If you can't find that total, Because they'll say, oh, well, some of these guys, no, not semi, not part, total. When the whole doggone thing go kaput, and there ain't none. So it's up to them to find that out, but they won't engage in that one. I mean, Mike Lee's out there real big time. Oh, we have Jesus in our name. Okay, well, so does isn't that the same argument they say about Israel? Say, well, Israel's in the Bible, so that's the same Israel that is the Bible. It's mind-blowingly. Now the people are fantastic. Some of them are fantastic people. I mean, they obviously modesty and the way their lives are rearranged. I mean, their effect on caffeine and tea is kind of weird. I mean, why? I mean, you tell me tea is evil. I mean, they come up with like the whole thing. That's why Glenn Beck, I think, went, because he was able to blame the tool instead of himself. So alcohol is evil, not the person that can't control himself or not work on it. So you got to say that creation is evil, where God's never created anything bad. It's just, how do you use it? I mean, nothing's evil. It's just, there's a purpose for everything. Now, what if you abuse it? Then that's evil. But it's kind of like a get out of jail free card in a sense. We don't want to do this. We used to run into Mormons all the time in Denver. They stopped doing the male missionaries and started doing female missionaries. Sisters, mothers or something like that.
They don't come to my house anymore because I have a statue of Our Lady of Graces on the doorstep. Yeah. So I've seen them. I've seen them in a cul-de-sac, and they looked at my doorstep. They went, we're not going to go to that one, because they did come to me once ago. Like, have you read
Colorado Springs? I had to pay for the table to give away stuff, and it was the St. Paul Street evangelization stuff I was doing, and these two Mormon guys are walking around, and I go, oh heck, there's a Lutheran group. I'm like, no, they don't get to come in and do their thing for free. And so I just made a beeline to them. I was whistling Dixie, going to see if I get put in by that tractor beam. Well, and they were like, yes, sir. I like, got him.
It's a tractor beam. Well, the reason I brought the Mormons up is because Mike Lee asked the question, number one. Number two, one of the more famous or infamous, if you will, of the crimes that was committed, when NBC, to their credit, actually made a miniseries out of it. And what was it called? The Best Friend Next Door? Neighbor Next Door? I think it was Neighbor Next Door. And it was the case, this Mormon dude, and with a Mormon family, starts hitting on an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds, dude. Like in The Big Lebowski, 8-year-olds, dude. Yeah. Starts hitting on the 8-year-old. Well, a friend of the family, it's called. And the little girl that they got to play the 8-year-old all the way through her teenage years is a little girl that they chose to be the star of the new Ghostbusters movies, Hannah McKenna Grace. And so Hannah McKenna Grace is the girl, and it's just strange that a male is allowed to invite girls over to his house for a sleepover.
Yeah.
Well, when you come
to
when the sleepovers stop, then the dude starts breaking in the house. And anyway, you come to find out that he is that he's a Mormon, and then the bishop, the Mormon bishop, finds out about it, and they basically excommunicate him. But you can get back in after you've been there. It's strange. The whole thing is and they show up in so many of these murder enigmas, and you go like, wait, what in the world? But then you think, this is disordered thinking from the start. When you have that kind of, if this is your formation, I just think you if you'll fall for that, you pretty much will fall for anything. And let me tell you why Glenn Beck did what he did.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, dude, they are coming up on $1 trillion in net. How much is that, Dr. Evil? $1 trillion. $1 trillion in net worth. Okay. Steve is here to talk about $53,000 or $52,000 in change today here in the Golden Truth Ticket contest, because you have a chance to win a ticket today. I played the soundbite earlier today. I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you weren't around at 6:30, shame on you. You missed your chance. I will play it back later on, and you'll be caller number 7, and you can win a ticket. But you don't have to wait. You can go to winapoundofgold.com and get your tickets for a mere $50 today. $50, quite the investment. And your purchase will also support the Crusade Radio Guild. That's my nonprofit. He has the nonprofit. Is your Census Fidelium? Census Fidelium nonprofit. Yes. All the work that he does and all the work that we do here. So get your tickets today at winapoundofgold.com. You've been to the site, right?
Oh, yeah. I went to it last year.
So you can vouch for your subscribers that this is not a scam. Because you won't believe,
text me that.
Dude, you won't believe how many people accused us, especially on Pride Book last year. This is a scam. I looked it up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, you didn't. First of all, you didn't look it up because there actually is a site. In any event, it's a great little contest. It's fun. And beginning tomorrow, there's a highlight reel video we put out every day for the Mike Church Show. It's 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, however long Allison makes it. In the video, beginning today, will be an Easter egg. Find the Easter egg. Write the word down. That's your password for tomorrow. So if you are the lucky caller and win, and you have the video password, you get 2 tickets. I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, no. I had at least a friend of mine just texted me up. I sent it to him. Hey, it starts today. This looks like a scam. Dude, I literally just told you I'm part of it.
So you've already been accused of being a scammer on day 1.
and I said, I literally prefaced everything. I'm a part of this.
I got an email from somebody claiming to be Census Fidelium, trying to scam me out of $50 to win a pound of gold. Yeah, like that really happens. No, it actually does. Yeah. I think that's just a result of, as I said earlier. Remember when you used to go to wrestling when you were a kid, and as you get older, you start to realize, wait a minute, I think that there's something going on here. It's fake, but you still go. You still watch it. Well, that's the internet today. You know it's fake. Everything on it's fake, but you still go to it.
Well, St. Jude. Everybody knows about St. Jude's. They give away a house every year.
They do.
15, 20 different cities. And they probably raised about, like in Charlotte, they raised $2.3 million. They sold out of tickets in 5 hours, $100 a ticket. Oh yeah. And it's their major fundraiser of the year. No one ever accuses St. Jude's of a scam. And I was at a 7-Eleven the other day, and the guy goes, "You want to round up to get a St. Jude's?" I go, "Dude, they just profited $50 million on sales last week. I don't think they need 50 cents."
You want to round up to give to Mike Church and the Crusade Radio Guild? Well, he has a gold contest. 10,000 tickets is nothing. Should be gone in short order. And even if your odds are 1 in 10,000, as I said, better than any lottery. Better than winning a house at St. Jude.
Yeah, and then you got to pay the taxes on that house at St. Jude. You brought up the tax part. The guys that win those St. Jude houses, they have to pay the tax on that.
You got to pay the taxes up front. I'm just going to send you a pound of gold. What you do with it is your business. So
yes.
Go to winapoundofgold.com. And Steve will be jumping on with us from time to time, and you'll see us on Census Fidelium every morning playing the soundbite of the day, so you'll know when to call.
The site hasn't been hacked. If anybody says that, Mike's doing it in the morning show.
That's the other thing you're going to get.
Everything you and I have touched is a scam and hacked. It is taken.
You're going to get people on your Census Fidelium who are going to complain. They're going to, you know what they're going to say? They're going to say, somebody got a hold of, hey, dude, you know that some clown has gotten a hold of your site, your YouTube channel, and he's even streaming live every morning. Why do I have to listen to this? First of all, you don't have to listen to anything. You chose to push the button. You chose to be part of a Hummer commercial. Push the button. Push. You don't have to watch anything.
You can click off, go somewhere else, do whatever. There's 14,000 other videos. Click on one of them.
Okay, before you go, let's talk something Catholic for just a moment. Yesterday, so I go to Mass at St. Patrick's, Old St. Patrick's on Camp Street in New Orleans. And we have a guest priest. I'd never seen him before. The deacon I know because he's from over here in Mandeville. Didn't know the subdeacon. And he does the whole mass, and the gospel is read, and then Father Garrett O'Brien, who's the pastor now at St. Patrick's, gets up and does the homily because it was First Communion for a lot of kids yesterday. And so, Father Garrett gets up there and he gives them tell them what they're about to experience and how it's the greatest thing that has happened to them in their life and what have you. And he keeps referring to Father, and you're going to know this, he keeps referring to Father Wren. It was his first mass at FSSP yesterday. Father Wren, you know him. You're nodding.
Because Father, I just forgot his name. He sent me his first mass sermon for the priest when they did it over in at the Benedictine Abbey, the monastery with the nuns. So I'm still trying to think his name real quick, but yeah. So he's doing a world tour with other different groups. So it's kind of cool seeing there's not sticking in only fraternity parishes, going to the monastery or the abbey, and then your local place.
Oh, he showed up at St. Patrick's.
See that.
There were two of them. Yep. The other priest, whose name I don't know, but I've known him since he was a kid. He was an altar server. I recognize him. He's newly ordained. He's from Mandeville. He's from over here. He's from the North Shore. So we had the parish, the fraternity yesterday at St. Patrick's in New Orleans. And I suppose that the other thing about that is the bishop has to sign off on that. He's got to say yes, Archbishop Cecchio. Yeah. So it's a positive thing that the fraternity is still ordaining young priests. And Father Wren is very young. I'd say probably high school seminary.
They got some young pups that come out of that thing.
Yeah, and it's always good to see. So, winapoundofgold.com, and we will talk to Steve again real soon. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Mike, have a great rest of the day. Good talk to you. Go talk to you and see you soon.
And tell your people that this is not a scam. Look in that camera right there and tell your people that this is not a scam.
I need to make it on the thing. This is not a scam. This is 100% true. This is accurate. This is not fake and gay. This is accurate. This is real. This is tangible. There's a guy at the bottom of the video with doing the counting the gold. That's not AI. Yeah, I need to create some kind of when someone texts me back that I can respond to automatically. This is not.
Send him the Trump baby ad. So, as Steve said, it is not gay. When we are not bang.
This is 100% legit. This is real. If you want Mike to come by when you win and smack you with the pound of gold, it will hurt because it's real.
All right, brother. God bless. Merry keep you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, bud.
All right, man. Thank you very much. So, folks, as Steve just said, it is not gay. Down syndrome babies like my sister-in-law are not defects, says Michael Alfonso. I think we have time. Trump stormed out of an interview yesterday, or Saturday rather. You know what? I don't think you actually do have time. You could play the Bunny Bobert one. Or the Nancy Mace one. Something really strange is happening in the Republican Party. I'm not quite sure what it is. Which one you have queued up? Bobert. Here, watch.
Fuck you, first of all. If you're going to bring me into this, this sexist stuff is out of control. So there's your clickbait that you were looking for. And
a lot of people.
I don't want to talk about anybody's exes and their crazy that they do.
So this is a reporter with FAUX, fake Fox News, and just walks in and goes, "Is it true you had an affair with Thomas Massey? Or you're having one with Thomas Massey?" And she just goes, "Oh, man, come on. Oh, please." All of this is made possible now, folks. Because Bunny Bobert talked to Massey.
Channel, your talk podcast and Fiorella File station.
Fiorella is the literary savage who skips sensitivity training. She is the librarian who reads and reviews books so you don't have to.
Hello and welcome to the Fiorella Files. On my show, I will be introducing you to books, classic and contemporary, that you must read, should enjoy reading, or should not touch with an 11-foot barge pole.
10 to 11 a.m. Central every Monday on the Crusade Channel, our app, and always on CrusadeChannel.com. Live talk and podcast radio.
The way it should be.
Hi, folks. It's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Road to Independence, the movie. The Road to Independence tells the exciting story of the Founding Fathers' struggle to declare independence.
Then, on 10 May 1776, Congress instructed the colonies to form their own governments and write their constitutions.
Resolved that it be recommended to the respective assemblies of the United Colonies to adopt such government as shall best conduce to the happiness and safety.
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and are packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Road to Independence on DVD and CD. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
You're listening to the Crusade Channel, a Black Hat Studios media property, broadcasting live 24/7 from Madisonville, Louisiana, and to the world via CrusadeChannel.com. We don't know if there's gold in the hills of Dahlonega, Georgia, but we do know there's a pound of gold in the Mike Church Vault, and all you have to do to win it is listen for the golden sound of the day. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on The Mike Church Show at MikeChurchShow.com and on YouTube at Real KingDude. Mike Church Show News. News you can trust.
Because let's face it, the truth just sounds different, like a symphony of facts.
And now, here's Janet Huxley.
Hello, Red, White, and Dude Nation. Welcome to Monday, June the 8th, 2026. I'm Janet Huxley at the Mike Church Show News Desk, live from the ranch in Kansas City. This report is brought to you by the Golden Truth Ticket Sweepstakes. Get your Golden Fruit tickets today at winapoundofgold.com. Here's what to listen for. Trump on Iran conflict. Troops staying until we have completion. He storms off the Meet the Press interview after a fiery exchange, though. Israel strikes Iran after Tehran's missile attack. Sharon Stone says Euphoria should be shown in every high school and required viewing for parents. And Bill Maher warns Democrats have another sex creep problem. President Donald Trump said U.S. troops would remain deployed in the Middle East until the ongoing U.S. military operation in Iran is complete. It costs us very little to keep them there. I don't consider them in danger, the president said, speaking with Meet the Press on June the 7th. I think we'll keep them there until such time as we have a completion, and when we have a completion, you will see things as you've never seen, he added. The oil will go down, the stock market already, as you know, it's hit an all-time high. Even in the midst of it, it hit all-time highs. But the president was visibly agitated as he cut off his interview with NBC News' Meet the Press and stormed out. The exit happened after heated exchange with reporter Kristen Welker, who grilled him over his claims that the 2020 election was stolen from him. She insisted he failed to provide a shred of evidence about the disputed accusations that the 2020 election was rigged against him or that the elections in California are subject to malfeasance. The president responded, "You're a one-sided crooked network." And he fumed. "Let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time." Welker pleaded with Trump to continue, recalling how she trekked over to Wisconsin for the interview, but the president was done. "I sat in the rain with you for an hour," he grumbled. "On and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press," he added. "A country can never be great with a dishonest press." The Israel Defense Forces said early today that its forces have struck Iranian military targets in western and central Iran. The The strikes came just hours after the president urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to retaliate against Iran after its regime fired a barrage of missiles at Israel late on June the 7th. I'm going to call Bibi right now and tell him not to retaliate. Each of them had their run. Israel had its strike, and Iran had its strike. We don't need another one, Trump told Axios. Our quote of the day: to fast is to banquet with angels. St. Athanasius. Coming up, a look at lifestyle headlines. You're listening to The Mike Church Show in the Red, White, and Dude Nation.
Membership has its privileges.
American Express was right back in the 1970s. Membership has its privileges, and no membership privilege is greater to a Red, White, and Dude Nation listener than membership in the elite membership club that is the Dude Number. Here's Lee to tell you how to get yours.
That's right, KingDude. Membership does have its privileges. And when it comes to the Dude Number, applying for membership has never been easier. Just head to mikechurch.com/dude to start the membership process. Your unique and one-of-a-kind membership and all the privileges that come with it awaits you. As a member, you'll enjoy private chat groups, VIP privileges to all Mike Church Show events, early access to new Dude-geared store items, and of course, your unique Dude Number.
Dude 1210 reporting all quiet on the Eastern Front.
This is Mike's favorite punching bag, Dude number 13.
Hi, this is Steve. My Dude number is 2112.
Dude number 2004, proud member of the Red, White, and Dude Nation reporting for duty.
Become a part of something bigger than any talk show there is and apply for your Dude Number today at mikechurch.com/dude.
Membership has its privileges.
Find out about today's Saint of the Day in the Saint of the Day podcast at crusadechannel.com. Now look at more lifestyle headlines. Sharon Stone said the HBO's controversial show Euphoria should be shown in America's high schools. The parents should have to see it. During a conversation with Keith Palmer for Variety's Actors on Actors series, the 68-year-old actress who joined the cast of Euphoria for its recently concluded third and final season was all praise about the show, which has drawn criticism for its graphic depictions of sex, drug use, and violence. I think it's the greatest show on television, she said. The Oscar nominee shared she cried after watching the first episode of Euphoria, saying she believes it is an honest reflection of real issues that high school students face. Euphoria is so relevant, she said. I believe it should be shown in every high school, and I think all the parents should have to see it. As a mom, I love it. Bill Maher mocked Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner on Friday, using the candidate's mounting controversies, and there are a lot of them, to argue Democrats are facing yet another problem tied to misconduct allegations ahead of a major toss-up race. Democrats, they have another sex creep problem, Maher said during his Real Time with Bill Maher monologue. Have you seen this guy, Graham Plattner, up in Maine? Their big hope to take the Senate, the Democrats, but Graham Plattner, he's a lot. You know, he's got a Nazi tattoo, Maher said. We don't know about that. Maybe it was just drunk. You didn't know it was whatever. Now some of the girlfriends are coming forward, he said. One of them says he used to watch TV while he was sharpening his axe, which could cost him the women's vote, but he did win over Stephen King. I'm Janet Huxley for the Mike Church Show in the Red, White, and Dude Nation, because ethics in broadcasting matters.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. In 1971, if D.B. Cooper had jumped out of an airplane with $200,000 worth of gold instead of U.S. currency, he would have $25.4 million in gold bullion today. Now, we don't know where D.B. Cooper's money is, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd. And you don't have to jump out of an airplane to win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winapoundofgold.com. D.B. Cooper and Cocaine Bear parachute sold separately. Warning, not listening to all 3 hours of the Mike Church Show can cause blindness, dizziness, loss of hearing, and a strange desire to buy Taylor Swift albums. Ugh.
Wordsworth, Romney, field investigation finding obsolescence. Do you know why you're here, Mr. Wordsworth?
Yes, sir.
I'd ask you to speak up a little, if you will.
Yes, sir, I know why I'm here.
You've been under investigation, Mr. Wordsworth, for the mandatory period of 1 year and 11 months. You're found to be obsolete. The purpose of this hearing is to make a finding in the matter and make a sentence accordingly. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Your occupation, Mr. Wordsworth?
A librarian, sir.
A what?
A librarian, sir.
Has this man had counsel?
Yes, sir, he has.
Are you sure he knows his rights?
He's been given orientation, sir.
Mr. Wordsworth, I'm told that you've had stand back in the light, Mr. Wordsworth. I'm told you've had counsel and been given orientation, Mr. Wordsworth, but I'm still not sure in my own mind that you understand the purpose of this hearing. The field investigators in your sector have classified you as obsolete. This finding carries with it serious implications. Do you understand that, Mr. Wordsworth? Now I ask you again, your occupation?
I am a librarian, sir. That is my occupation. That is my profession. If you people choose to call that obsolete...
Request clarification of the term?
Yes, the term, Mr. Wordsworth, you people. You make reference to the state?
I make reference to the state.
And you persist in declaring your occupation as being that of a librarian. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
A librarian. Having to do with books.
Yes, sir. Books.
Since there are no more books, Mr. Wordsworth, there are no more libraries. And of course it follows that there is very little call for the services of a librarian. Case in point, a minister. A minister would tell us that his function is that of preaching the word of God. And of course it follows that since the state has proven that there is no God, that would make the function of a minister somewhat academic as well.
There is a God.
You are in error, Mr. Wordsworth. There is no God. The state has proven that there is no God.
You cannot erase God with an edict.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie. No man is obsolete.
You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning paint.
Silicon chip inside her head gets switched to overload, and nobody's gonna go to school today. She's gonna make them stay at home. Daddy doesn't understand it. He always said she was good as gold, and he can see no reasons, 'cause there are no reasons. What reason do you need to be shown? Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. I wanna shoot.
The whole day down. Me too. Sign me up, bro. Where do I sign? Shoot all Mondays down. What? It must stink being Monday. Nobody likes you. People go like, oh, it's happening on a Monday. Yeah. Well, it's Monday. Yeah. What's the first day of the week? Actually, Sunday is the first day of the week, but now I start as Monday. At any event, welcome back. Mike Church Show here now in hour number 3. This portion of the program brought to you by the Dude Gear Store at shop.mikechurch.com. At shop.mikechurch.com. Shop for today. You know what, Maggie? Where's my T-shirt? Look, you can just grab one out of the box. Y'all got to see this. We just got these in, and they're cool. There's a cool factor to it. So it is the. See what happens? You see what happens, folks? You see, you give them this much and they take that much. You see what happens? 35th anniversary. Of course, now look, because it's all green, it's going green screen. People are going like, I don't see anything, dude. I just see right. I see right through.
Yeah, I can't fix that. Here, I can just do you with a regular.
Just do me without the green screen. There you go. See? We call this the Cosmic Emerald. Emerald Cosmic 35th Anniversary shirt. Get you one today at shop.mikechurch.com.
It's going lantern color.
Yeah, it is Green Lantern-ish, and that. What is it with this shop.mikechurch.com, right alongside my coffee mug and my coffee, Capuchin Holy Roast coffee, which is outstanding. Gourmet, small batch, roasted right down the street at the Abita Springs Roasting Company by my friend Kyle and his daughter. When we get it, it literally was bagged that day. So try our Capuchin Holy Roast in whole bean ground or the Capuchin Holy Roast coffee and chicory blend, New Orleans blend, as they call it, all at the same store, alongside my rubs, Beast and Butt Rub, etc., at shop.mikechurch.com. Now, I'm looking at the cuts here, and I'm just curious now. We'll start with number 6. Now, we started the program off with these two nutcases that made a big hoop-de-doo. We're pregnant. Jesse and Ashley Ridgway announcing the soon-to-be arrival of their child, and they were showing the sonograms or the ultrasound pictures of the ultrasound, and then talking about, we heard the heartbeat for the first time today. So they knew that the child had a heartbeat. At 24 weeks, it was discovered that supposedly that the child had the extra chromosome that leads to Down syndrome, and they killed it. They made the horrible, difficult decision to end the child's life. You made the decision to end your child's life. If you were to go back in time 100 years, you go to jail for the rest of your life for that. You might get electrocuted. You might go to the gas chamber. You might be hanged, shot by a firing squad, and you should. Here they are on TMZ trying to explain how all of us are the problem, not the baby killers.
Sometimes when you record your lives in real time this way, it can take unexpected turns that can really be emotionally gut-wrenching. And I'm just wondering how you feel about the fact that you now have this all recorded, you've posted it, and it lives with you. I'm wondering what your reaction is about all that.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I've been doing content for 20 years now. For the first half, it was a lot of fictional stuff like series and whatnot. There is not an unexpected, but just a harsh turn in being so vulnerable on camera and sharing it. You open yourself up to scrutiny, and with this topic,
cry me a
really
river,
wanted
bro.
To let people in on our excitement to be first-time parents, and we're met with the news, and we felt we still needed to be transparent with our audience, and then it's taken on a life of its own outside of our bubble.
And I feel like sharing what we have, thus far is something I will never regret. I don't regret, sharing our truth and our journey to starting a family.
I will say it was really difficult to watch both of you.
Hey, stop the tape. You didn't start a family.
You killed it.
You killed the family. You were going to have a family, ma'am, and you killed it. These religious, they're very judgmental religious people out there. I ask this question pretty much every day here on this show. I'll ask it again because there are new people listening for the first or watching for the first time today. Where do you suppose, Mr. Ridgway, Mrs. Ridgway, Mr. and Mrs. Down syndrome baby killer, where do you suppose you would get the moral basis that murder, let's pretend it wasn't a baby, let's pretend it's a 1-year-old, your child, that murder is immoral? Upon what basis? What would you base that upon in your little fantasy island world where killing children because they don't come out exactly as you wanted them to is licit and you'll do it again? Now, somebody should ask them, are you going to try again? What if you get pregnant next time and you still have the X chromosome? Or the extra chromosome, are you going to kill that one too? Where would you get the moral basis? Who and why would it matter? If we're all just here for however long as you're here, there's no heaven, there's no hell, there's certainly no purgatory, and you're just here for this amount of time, and the game is to win, to make as much money as you can, and stack up garages full of as many toys as is possible. Why should something that inconveniences you, like a friend, family member, neighbor, maybe even a stranger that you don't know, is getting in the way of your good time, just kill them. They're getting in the way of my good time or my enjoyment of this, or you're, sit down over there, man, you're blocking my view. Oh, you won't sit down? Well, KingDude, you can't do that. It's immoral. It's murder. Okay, my question is, where do you get the authority? You respect my authority. Where do you get the authority to condemn that? Now, for those of you that are new listeners, I do not ask trick questions on this show. You were thinking that I'm going to come out with some fantastic, long-winded answer for the question, and it must be hidden in there somewhere. He's hiding it. No, I'm not hiding it. It's hiding in plain sight. Well, we know that Cain killed Abel, and we know that God was not pleased. We know that the Israelites were killing other Israelites, and we know that God was not pleased. You want to take somebody out? God's rule is, I do the taking out. You don't do the taking out, I do the taking out. So God told Moses, come meet me at the top of this mountain. We're going to call it Sinai. Stand back, and I'm going to zap some stuff into a pair of stone tablets, Moses. I don't want any of the shrapnel from the rocks to get you. So we know that you get the Ten Commandments, and we know what they are, and one of them is thou shalt not commit murder. So, and under pain of what? God opening the earth up like he did in the book of Numbers or Deuteronomy and swallowing the Moabites up, the rebellers against Moses or against God. So we know where that authority comes from. But in their world, they don't have God. They don't have God. These are the kind of people they go like, well, I don't know if there's a God. Okay, you don't know that there's a God. You're on really shaky ground to begin with. So where would the authority, like for example, when St. Patrick went to Ireland and he met the Celts, the pagans, what was one of the things that he observed that they were doing? And again, it's not a trick question. What was one of the things that he observed that they were doing? Some of them were cannibals. They were eating people. You know, and as Chesterton says in Orthodoxy, you know, society or civilization degrades in a series of ills or taboos that are shattered. The last one to be the second to last one is killing children. The last one, so after you conform your mind to the reality that it's okay to kill children, and we've been baby murdering since 1972 in earnest, 63 million strong now, or weak. Once the civilization crosses the boundary where it doesn't treat the future children as gold, as treasure, literally as the future is prized, and you start killing them, it's okay to kill them. The next step down is cannibalism. So there are levels of order. The further away you get from Christianity and trying to live the Christian life towards cannibalism, the more things are permissible, because God does not factor in. So where would you get murder from in a pagan society? Well, the fact of the matter is, and this is what the apostles discovered when they met pagans across the world, when they were sent out, the 12, with the gospel, there's no prohibition against murder. If there is, it's from a standpoint of it's a private property thing. Well, you remove that guy. It was very important to the community because he was the only one that could start a fire. It wasn't that he was a prized human being who has an immortal, eternal soul. It was that he was the guy that could start the fire, you dummy, and you killed him. Does everyone follow me here? So when they're telling me, just these religious zealots are coming after us now, and this and that and the other, because of what you did. And then we were so excited to start a family. One of the things that you'll find out, Mr. Ridgway, is that family life, which is the first and most important community that there is that family life requires sacrifice. Lots of it. Marriage requires sacrifice. Lots of it. There is no perfection. There is no getting your way. You're not going to get your way. You know what? You could do a really good job of raising your children, and they can turn out rotten. They can just go bad on you, get in with the wrong crowd, they get a bogey on their shoulder, they can't get rid of it. Dang 'em. It happens. So, the Malachian satanic media, what I call the MSM, is doing its damnedest and its best to try and make what the Ridgways did go away. Because it's really no big deal. It was a Down syndrome child. Anyway, just a quick story here. One of the people that we go to Mass with and we see every Sunday, pretty much every Sunday, their sixth child. They just had their sixth in the last year. And they found out that it was going to be Downs. And they had that baby, and that the 5 other kids in that house have just taken to that child. They just love that baby, and we see him every week at Mass. As babies make family, Grace Emily Stark, that piece. His
name is Isaac.
Isaac, little Isaac. We see little Isaac every week. There's nothing but joy. If you know Down's syndrome kids, and I'm not talking about the ones that are really, really, really far along on the spectrum, if you will. You've never seen people smile so much. My daughter works with these kind of these people. She that's her day job. She actually has a class full of them, and she does all sorts of things. They do painting projects. They go to the zoo. Sometimes they every year they have a Red Sox day, and they'll go to Fenway. They'll go to a ball game. And I know when I go there, they all look forward. Reagan's dad is here. Reagan's dad is here. My buddy Donald is Downs, and if Donald hears that I'm in the building, then I have to go take pictures, and I have to see what Donald has been working. These are people. They're people. What wonderful people. Now, they're not like the rest of us. Well, neither are you. So, I don't think the reaction is harsh enough to the Ridgways. Anyway, 844-527-8723. We just wanted to share our truth about starting a family. You didn't think, as I said, about what you were getting into. You were a pair of selfish, spoiled brats, and the opprobrium that's coming your way is warranted. And I hope it increases, because you deserve it. 844-527-8723, our call-in line telephone number. I want to hear this one. Play Spielberg.
He's a weirdo.
There's a movie coming out here. Somebody sent me the trailer and said, "Check out there. You need to go see this and do un cinema critique, or a weekly movie review." And I watched the trailer. I went, look. I thought it looked strange. Now I know it's strange. Watch.
This truth were just known overnight. If the government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947, that would mess up a lot of people. And the movie also takes the position of the church. What does this do to the fundamental beliefs that many of us have? And, is God our God only on this planet, or is God a God for every system where there's civilization, intelligent life, and even developing life?
So he's talking about the movie is called Disclosure Day, and what happened is that he turns the clock back and goes, okay, after Roswell or whatever, the government didn't try and cover up extraterrestrial. ET phone home. Didn't try to cover up extraterrestrials. Instead announced it, okay, yeah, we got them. They're here. And so we're not alone. But what he's talking about here, this has been discussed here on the show. My friend Paul Thigpen wrote a book about extraterrestrial or otherworldly intelligence. And a lot of people criticized me heavily, wrote me hate mail. Why did you interview Thigpen? I said, because I'm interested in the case that he's making, that not that there is extraterrestrial life, but that if there was, what will we do with it? Meaning, what would the Catholic Church do with it? What would Catholics do with it? And of course, to even consider this in the minds of many people is heretical. Well, you can't do that. No, because there is no extraterrestrial life. And we are singular and unique in the universe. God created us. We are His chosen. He created us, Imago Dei, and the whole thing. But all I did was interview Thigpen and ask him questions. And then I even brought some of your objections, and he answered them all. But you're not even allowed to talk about this stuff. And here's Spielberg now trying to interject himself. We're going to talk about this in the movie from the point of view of the church. Well, how could you possibly know? We'll be back. We'll go away.
Church Show has been the industry leader in promotions, giving away 5 cars in the last 8 years alone. But nothing can prepare you for the greatest giveaway event in broadcast history. Coming June 8th.
Hello, Red, White, and Dude Nation. I'm Janet Huxley at the Mike Church Show News Desk with your crucials for Monday, June the 8th, 2026. This report brought to you by the Gold Truth Ticket Sweepstakes. Get your Gold Fruit tickets today at winapoundofgold.com. In the market report, the Dow fell 1.35%, the S&P slid 2.64%, and NASDAQ plummeted 4.18%. Today is National Best Friends Day, so make sure you reach out to your best friend. It's also National Upsy Daisy Day. This fun day is set aside to encourage everyone to face the day positively and to get up gloriously, gratefully, and gleefully each morning, remembering that every day is a gift. And that will help us carry a good attitude throughout the day, whatever the day may bring. It's also Name Your Poison Day. That places a few options before you and challenges you to choose. The idiom can be a cautionary one, so whether you're choosing how to vote or choosing what you want for dinner, it's time to make a decision and name your poison. Today also begins National Little League Week. Our quote of the day: to fast is to banquet with angels. Saint Athanasius. You can find out about today's Saint of the Day in the Saint of the Day podcast at crusadechannel.com. You're listening to The Mike Church Show and the Red, White, and Dude Nation.
Hi, folks. It's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Spirit of 76. The Spirit of 76 details the true story of the writing and ratifying of the U.S. Constitution.
And here I would make this inquiry of those worthy characters who composed a part of the late Federal Convention. Sir, give me leave to demand, what right have they to say, we the people? Who authorized them?
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and is packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Spirit of 76 on a 2-DVD or 3-CD set. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723. This is a pixel.
I'm Groot.
Now, if you put a couple of million of these guys together, you can make a sentence on an LED screen. Put a couple of billion of them together, and you can make a whole page. Put 360 billion of them, and you got Chesterton's book, Orthodoxy. But it doesn't smell like a book, and it burns teeny little holes in your cornea. So is the pixel really your friend?
I'm Groot.
No, but the Founders Trading Post is your friend, and we have actual books with actual smelly pages. Plus, our little bookstore has everything you'd expect.
I'm Groot.
Yes, Groot, to the gourmet coffee, but no to the One Tree Hill sappy guitar music.
Pick up a copy of G.K. Chesterton's Orthodoxy, plus many other Chesterton titles at shop.mikechurch.com.
I think I'll go to sleep and dream about piles of gold getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Here's a piles and piles of gold fun fact. When the Trump administration began, an ounce of gold cost $2,750. At the 17-month mark, with his Iran war and MAGA inflation, it's at $4,500. Now, we don't know where the $1,750 price difference went, but we do know that Mike Church has 1 troy pound of gold in his safe, and that he's going to give it away on July 2nd. And even if you're a neocon in MAGA clothing, you can still win it.
Win Mike Church's Pound of Gold. Tickets on sale now exclusively at winapoundofgold.com. Reposting Laura Loomer lies forgiven. Pardons sold separately. You want your favorite talk show shaken.
Do you expect me to talk?
Not stirred.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
The Mike Church Show bar is serving MAGA martinis with non-DEI vermouth and a red, white, and Dude Nation olive. And it's always happy hour.
Doesn't have to be a cruel summer. Can actually be a very cool summer. It's a cool summer because you can win 1 troy pound of gold. Now, many people are going to say, what in the world is a troy pound of gold? Well, gold, precious metals are not measured in imperial ounces or using the metric system. They are measured in the ancient method of weighing things from the civilization of Troy. So in Troy, you get measures. One of them is an ounce and one of them is a pound. What's a troy ounce? Well, it's a certain amount of grains of silver. I forget how many it is. But if you break silver down into, and I forget how the process, but you can break it down into grains. And then you were to count out the grains, however many grains makes an ounce of silver. That's how they would measure it. That's a troy ounce. And what's a troy pound? It's 12 troy ounces. People that are in the imperial system just assume that a pound is 16 ounces of something. A troy pound is actually a little bit more than an imperial pound if you were to weigh the two. So if you are the winner of the 2026 Win a Pound of Gold.com raffle, and it will be raffle tickets. We'll have them here. You'll get a digital version. If you are the winner, we're going to send you, you're going to receive 12 Liberty Gold double legal coins. I'm going to tell you what the coin is going to be. They're beautiful. Chris Payne, who won last year's gold. And maybe he still has it, maybe he doesn't. I can tell you this. He won $36,000 today. He has $52,000. If he still has those gold coins, he's making money. He made 16 grand on that gold. Aiden and JT that won the silver. The silver was trading at about $27 an ounce when Aiden won it. What is it? It was in the 50s the other day. It kind of goes up and down. It's in the 40s or high 30s. That silver is worth more today than it was the second prize is a pound of silver. So get your tickets today. You got a 1 in 10,000 shot of winning a pound of gold. And it benefits two great causes, the Crusade Radio Guild, Mike Church Show, and Sensus Fidelium on YouTube and the Sensus Fidelium Press, our other broadcast partner. So get your tickets today, winapoundofgold.com. Besides the fact, it's a cool site. Just go visit the site. Really cool. Get your ticket, and you can pay your ticket forward. If you go like, well, what would I do with a pound of gold? Give it to St. Patrick's. Give it to the Slave City Immaculate Heart. Give it to the Order of the Father Ripperger is in. Give it to the Abbeville Institute. They're a nonprofit. If you follow Brian McClanahan, it's up to you. You can pay it forward to anyone you want, any entity. We'll send it to them. No questions asked. So it's a big contest. I played the soundbite of the day earlier today. You're going to be caller number 7 when I play it back, and we're going to give someone a free ticket today. Who's it going to be? Now, if you tune off if you're watching on Sensus Fidelium on the YouTube, and you tune off, you have no chance. Many of you already did. But if you tune off, you have to go, you can listen to the Crusade channel and the Ethics and Broadcasting Network. We're 24/7 at mikechurch.com or at crusadechannel.com. We even have an app. If you go to crusadechannel.com/app, you can download our app and you can listen all day. When you hear that soundbite played back, be caller number 7 at 844-527-8723, and the gold is yours. Play digital media file number 5, please. This is a story that we have been covering, and that's these AI data centers that nobody voted for and nobody wants. Unless you're Sam Altman. And by the way, did you see? Well, I don't know. I think some of the AI centers are having a little bit of a difficult time. Said in an interview that maybe the government will take a stake in them. Folks, this is supposed to be America first, make America great again. All I can think about is, well, they're going to get a bailout on you. Last week, you announced that you had to bail out the coal industry and the coal energy generating industry. How is it possible that generating power is a loser? How do you lose money generating power? Well, you can't. Most states treat power generating facilities, they treat them as public as utilities, which is why here in Louisiana you have Public Service Commission, for example. You can't lose money. Well, then why is Trump bailing out the coal-fired generating plants? Because you can't get enough crude oil. If the price of the energy goes high enough, and the people go like, well, I can't afford that much for electricity. And maybe they start conserving and turning thermostats up or turning them down, depending on what time of year it is. I suppose that your revenue could get cut. Well, what's really happening here is that he needs, because the Zionists need their war to continue. Israel needs the war to continue, so Trump needs the war to continue. And if you do that, you're putting a pinch on oil. Oil derivatives, kerosene, diesel, whatever is used to fire up a large percentage of electrical generating plants across the amber waves of fuel. So coal doesn't come from Iran or Qatar or Kuwait or Saudi Arabia. It comes from Allegheny country, coal country, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, primarily, here in the United States. But to burn it, to make electricity, the generators are at maximum capacity. So they're going like, hey, man, we need you to crank up your plus you need for your stupid AI data centers. So we need you to increase the amount of electricity that you're generating. And the energy companies, the electric companies are going like, dude, we're at max. We're already exceeding maximum capacity. And we don't have the necessary profit to add on. So if you want more, you're going to have to pay for us to build new generating facilities. That's basically what's going on here. And then the other one is now, I think we might take a stake in AI. You're going to bail them out too? Where is this money coming from? Someone may want to ask. It's called debt. And if you just look at the debt clock, 39 trillion and counting. This is not. It has not gone down, and he seems completely and totally oblivious to it. So just throw out there, and when you do that, this is what's called a trial balloon. You throw the trial balloon out there. And you say that, I think we may have to take a stake in the AI company. Why? They're going to lose money. They're all going to go under. So here is a most unlikely scenario. Here's Erin Brockovich. Remember her? Talking about AI data centers and how nobody wants to live near any of these things. They're nuisances. As we have pointed out, and Kevin O'Leary wants to build the biggest one, basically the size of the Great Salt Lake in Utah. I don't know if that's the ones that she's trying to get shut down or stopped, but she is on the job, apparently.
Just enormous reports coming from people about the noise. They said it is so loud. This is a 24/7 situation, nonstop, just in your ear, humming, hissing, and buzzing. And people just feel like they're going crazy there.
So AI advocates say that these data centers are necessary for growth and they will provide opportunities for technological advancement. They're going to create high-paying jobs.
No, they're not.
Is there a way for these centers to coexist with residents who share their communities with them? Do you see that happening?
Not at this size, and not if it continues to be secret, if not letting people have a voice at the table. Explain to me what this is. Not if their utility bills are going to go up, not if they're going to lose their water or their well water's lower or they're having to dig deeper wells. And no environmental impact studies, zero information, zero oversight. If we keep that going.
So what she's basically saying, why do they have to put the music under it? Who are these morons? If you're listening to me, I'd stop putting music under sound bites.
To make it more dramatic.
Ooh, it makes it too much more dramatic. No, it doesn't. It gets in the way of the drama. In any event, it used to be that if you wanted to do something productive, and you wanted to build something that was going to be productive, especially if it was big, you had to do what's called an environmental impact statement. You had to go and prove that it wasn't going to adversely affect the environment. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I never have been, because I've been studying the environmentalist wackos, the nature Nazis, since the 1980s, before I even started listening to El Rushbo back in the early 90s, and I got into broadcast radio in 1992. So I've always been interested in science. So I've been paying attention to the scam that they have been perpetrating for the last 40 years. And they have successfully stopped an awful lot of people from building things with environmental impact statements. There have been lawsuits that have been filed. Most of the time, if you get to the place where you have to sue the EPA or your DEQ or whatever for something that you want to build or you want to do, most of the time you're going to lose, and the thing is not going to be built. How is it that the AI data centers, you know what? I don't even think the term AI data center is correct. It's not a data center. To me, this is the data center right here. It has a 256 gigabyte little tiny hard drive on it. That's data. On this phone right here is basically a data center. It's where data is stored. Why do people think that this data center business is just like innocuous or it's neutral? It's not neutral and it's not innocuous. So why don't they have to file environmental impact statements? And how in the hell, with the amount of electricity that they're consuming and the heat that they put off, how in the world do any of these things get greenlit? You know, this is the question that James Fishback is rolling to a very popular position in the race to be the next Republican candidate for the governor of Florida, because Ron DeSantis is term limited out. And Fishback's crowds get larger and larger, and every time he talks about that we don't want AI data centers in Florida, we don't want them crowding up the land, that people don't want them, they don't want to live near them, they don't want the downstream effects from what they're going to do, he gets cheered. And he's not the only one. So it seems to me, and Aaron Brockovich was right with the secrecy business. Why don't you just tell everyone exactly what it is that you're going to or you want to do with this? Well, the fact of the matter is that they don't know. They don't know. You know, everyone's afraid that Skynet is coming. Well, they're going to launch Skynet. As someone that kind of works with AI, I can tell you, and I pretty much talk about this every day and say it, that Skynet, like it is in the movie, is not going to happen. And one of the reasons why is because the AIs make mistakes, just like us. You know, it shouldn't be a surprise to people that humans make mistakes, lots of them. Humans program. Where's Jeff Goldblum at when I need him? From Jurassic Park. People who make mistakes program the AI. Why would you think that the AI wouldn't make a mistake? You know, you could go back and look. If you were to go back 2 years, maybe 3 years, when Grok and the other popular AI started doing graphic images. Go look at the early images that the AIs were cranking out. They still do it today. If you look closely, there's always a deformity. If they do a crowd of people, some of the people in the crowd are going to be deformed. That's just the way it is. If you ask it to spell things and to make images with words in it, like win a pound of gold contest. One of the AIs generated an image that we were talking about making, and I didn't even catch it. But somebody caught that I had told it to spell, or whoever made it had told it to spell what. And instead they got wait. W-A-I-T instead of W-H-A. It makes mistakes all the time. You don't ever hear anybody, the AI would do this. And you better spell check an AI. If you get an AI to write a term paper for you and you're in school, you better read it. Because I'm going to tell you there's going to be mistakes in it. Anyway. Start at the top. Let's do some more digital media files. Number 1. Which is the one where he storms out? I guess that's number 4, the last one, right? Okay. We'll start at the top. Here's Trump with Kristen Welker. And if you don't know, spoiler alert, he leaves the interview. He spikes the lapel mic and rolls out, but not in this clip.
After this month's jobs report, economists now say it's possible the Fed may have to raise rates. Do you think that's possible, and what would your reaction be, sir?
So I'm of a different feeling. I think Kevin's fantastic, and I want him to do whatever he wants. I don't want to have a big influence on him. But we had a great report. We're doing great. And it's unfair that whenever you do great, they want to raise interest rates. It should be the opposite way. You know, if you go back 15 or 20 years, when you had good reports, the market went up. Nowadays, when you have good reports, the market goes down because they think they're going to raise interest rates. There's no reason to raise interest rates. The country becomes great. We built the country by doing great and having rates low. What they do is when they raise interest rates, they try and kill success. I don't want to kill success. We should actually lower interest rates. Now, if inflation comes, and you know, people live with inflation, but if inflation comes, what happens is you stamp it out. But success can kill
Well, why
inflation,
aren't you stamping it
just like
out?
higher interest rates. What they do now is, like, we had great job numbers. You agree, right?
They beat expectations.
Not expectations, like 3 times. Okay, but you ready? What do? They say, oh, let's raise interest rates. It's the wrong thing to do. I would like to see rates get lower because we could build this into the greatest machine that the world has ever seen. But you can't do that when everybody immediately raises interest rates. So we had great job numbers. We're doing great. You know, we're building more factories. We have more money coming into our country right now from other countries.
But imagine if you weren't in a war then.
Wait a minute. What happens? I don't want to just kill it with high interest rates. Growth is the greatest thing you can have. And growth does not cause inflation.
That's actually not. It depends on whether your growth has been triggered by artificially low interest rates. It will cause inflation. I'm not going to get into a big, long, drawn-out discussion on this because and people's eyes will glaze. Why are you talking about inflation? I don't need an explanation. You're right. You don't need an explanation. Imagine if we weren't in a war. Imagine if you just... Charlie Kirk is still alive. He's talking to Trump late at night about, okay, don't fall for Netanyahu's ruse. You're still very popular. You're doing the things that you promised that you were going to do. Keep doing that. Eye of the tiger, Rock. Eye of the tiger. Like a Star Wars. Stay on target. Stay on target. Stay on target. Imagine if that were so happening here today, because I had the jobs report right here. I told you it was coming out Friday. It came out after the show. ADP reports U.S. economy added the most jobs in 16 months in May. Now, on the one hand, and as we've said, when they do something correct, you want to cheer them on. Okay, fine. Yay, jobs. ADP says 122,000 jobs were added in May, better than the 120,000 expected. So you expected 120. There's these people that call themselves economists. They just make a number up. And you're like, oh, it's 122. We've exceeded all expectations by 2,000. Okay, fine, good. At least it wasn't lower. Better than 120,000 expected, and the biggest monthly addition since January of 2025. Hiring was more broad-based in May than we've seen in the last few years, said Dr. Naylor Richardson, chief economist at ADP. If you don't know who ADP is, those are the people that do the payrolls. There are a lot of companies, maybe I'm talking to someone right now who gets a paycheck, and you think you get it from your company, but it says ADP on it. And that's because they process the taxes. The whole thing's a big, giant racket. The labor market continues to show sustained momentum going into the summer hiring season, it says. Small businesses added the most jobs, 49,000 in the 1 to 19 employee range, and 18,000 in the 20 to 49 employee range. I'm just reading from Zero Hedge, and it has all the various statistics and what have you. Year over year, pay growth for job stayers was steady at 4.4%. Where are these people at that are getting these raises? I don't know any of them. I sure as Hades haven't got one. Have you? For job changers, the pace of growth slowed slightly to 6.5% from 6.6%. Blah, 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 blah. And yet, amid all this, we are supposed to believe that Americans' consumer sentiment is at record lows. So which is it? Well, I think the sentiment is at record lows. Or I think it is low because people, one, don't like war. Not like they used to. They're not buying this regime change crap in the Middle East anymore. They don't want it. It's a scam. And they don't like paying $4.50 a gallon for gas. Okay, so we filled up the other day. What was it, $4.39? It's pretty much stuck. If you again, a couple things that you can do, that you should do, to send the message to Mordor on the Potomac and to your state capital and then to the mono crop big ag companies. Don't buy gas with ethanol in it if you can find it. Buy real gas. As a matter of fact, there's an app. It is called the Real Gas app. And just put your zip code in or allow it to do location services, and it will show you if there is a station nearby where you can purchase gasoline without ethanol in it. Oh, it's pure gas. I think it used to be real gas, but it's pure gas now. It's an amazing thing. I mean, why would you want to put real gas or non-ethanol gas? If you're running things with small engines, you almost have to. Like a two-stroke outboard engine on a boat, you have to use real gas. Can't use ethanol. You'll destroy that engine. In any event, I'm getting off topic. Play number 4. Here's where he storms out, where he spikes the Rode microphone, the RODE, the Rode microphone. That's the lapel mic. I have a couple of them laying around here. I don't use them unless I'm doing an interview outside of the studio. But he takes the Rode mic, and I ain't giving you enough time. It's a stupid question. I'm not going to answer it. What do you hate? You're so full of hate. You hate. You just... Yeah.
The crooked press. People like stupid Biden. He's not smart enough to know what's going on. But people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office. What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
There is.
Let's talk about Todd
There's tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence.
The
election was rigged. It was a dirty election. And it's happening again right now in California.
You've never presented evidence.
It's happening right now.
He's actually right about this one.
Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
You hear the rain?
The Republicans are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it.
That's how they count the votes.
You know why they're doing
that?
Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
All I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election, and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how
you
they
say slow. I say crooked.
The press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
really.
Let's
well,
continue.
You play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid.
You
play right into their hands with this rap.
You're either crooked or stupid.
That these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I got that?
Presented
because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence
in Georgia
than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country.
But, sir,
your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. Right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr. President,
a country can never be great with a dishonest press.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
Come on, let's go. I'm done. I'm finished. I won 87% of the counties. Riley Gaines comes in 5th. The Iranians are begging for a deal. They want a deal. They're going to surrender. This is the part of Trump that I actually still like when he gets combative. he's right about what's happening in California. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, you can't believe this. How hard is it to go? Okay, we ought to remember this is your brain. Red hot iron skillet, crack egg in it. This is your brain on drugs. Any question? Remember that? Okay, let's run through that. This is what's called a ballot box. Repeat after me. Say ballot box. Say it. This is a ballot box. Oh, what do you do with that? Oh, well, you put these things called ballots in there. It kind of look like this. Here's the box. Put the ballot in there. Bammo. All right. Why would you do that? Well, we had this thing called an election. How do you count these things, these ballots? Well, you run them through. You used to be able. You had to count them by hand. Now we have these machines that supposedly do it. Now, wait a minute. If you have machines that are doing the counting and it is an automated process, how in the hell is it possible it can take a week? He's right. They absolutely are cheating. So the Republican guy, Steve Hilton, that was leading Xavier Becerra, is now losing to Xavier Becerra, and he may not make the runoff. Steve Hilton, he may not make the runoff. Spencer Pratt was up 43,000 votes over, what's her name? Nithya the ramen noodle babe. The ramen noodle lady. Ramen noodle socialist pinko commie lady. Now she is up 3,000 votes. What, you got something?
No, I was just going to say, when you talk about rigged elections, then why is it all these mail-in ballots only seem to go one way?
Yes.
And it's towards the Democrats every single time.
Because when you're the Democrat Party and you buy fake ballots and you put people's names on them, they put Democrats' names on there. So Spencer Pratt now is in third place. He's not going to make the runoff. Let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to wind up having to sue. And now, I didn't realize that it was this crooked in California. That that election was last Tuesday. Tomorrow will make a week. It's been a week. And they still. What did you tell me earlier? They still have 35% out? How is that possible? Unless you're roaming the countryside collecting them today. Hey, who are you? I'm a homeless guy. If will you sign this thing? And this is a ballot. Will you sign this to give me the right to go place your vote for you? It's called ballot harvesting. This actually happens. Sign this and let me cast your vote for you. Or what's in it for me? Here's $10. Go get yourself a hamburger or whatever.
So they have an estimate of 146,000 votes to remain still left to be counted, and that they have total 83% counted.
83% counted, and it's a week later. How is that possible? Well, it's certainly possible. Certainly is going to happen if you bake in cheating. There is a video out there that is of a woman who is talking about these things. And she says things like, and I completely and totally agree with this and have for decades now. How can you have a union of states where in any one of the states that is represented in the union government, that would be the federal government, how can you have a union of states where one of the states is represented where you know that all of the elections in that state are politically rigged? In other words, the outcome is predetermined by powerful elite people. So they're going to send those people to be a part of the government that you are in union with. And how can they claim that they can force you to stay in this? This is the argument that people should be making when you talk about secede. You should also get my book that I put back into print from 1866, Is Davis a Traitor? Was there a constitutional right to secession previous to the War of 1861? Answer, yes. Unequivocally, yes. Is there still one? Answer, yes. Shocks a lot of people. Let's talk about this Graham. What's his name? The guy in Maine. Poulter. Planter. Yeah, Plattner. It's Plattner. I haven't talked about it a lot, so I don't know. Yeah, the Nazi. Remember that the judicial nomination to be on the Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh, was almost derailed as a result of a hoax. A woman named Christine Blasey Ford. I was in the room, and then Brett was there. And then Brett put his hand on my shirt under my bra. It was so horrible. Remember? Christine blah, 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 Blasey Ford. The Democrats, the Malachian satanic media, told us we had to believe her. No, you're under an obligation. You had to believe her. And if you believe her, he can't be a Supreme Court justice. He's an ogre. He's a brute. He's a sexual predator, we were told. Even though there's no evidence of this. Never has been. Well, there's actual, evidence and stuff that Graham Plattner absolutely is a sex predator of some sort. Well, how come we don't have to believe her? The Democrats make Plattner's accusers out to be a bunch of voracious, and I don't know, maybe one or two of them are. I don't know them. A bunch of voracious, what's the word? Loquacious liars. Sean Fleetwood has a piece at the Federalist about it. When Brett Kavanaugh was hit with baseless sex assault allegations during his Supreme Court confirmation, Democrats far and wide demanded that his nomination be withdrawn under the asinine notion that we should believe all women. Now that they're Nazi-tatted Senate candidates facing far more credible accusations of misconduct, however, the Democrats are going, oh, you don't have to believe all of them, just the ones that we pick. The unsurprising flip-flop came about following the Thursday release of a New York Times expose on Graham Plattner, the presumptive U.S. Senate Democrat nominee in Maine. Report includes allegations by several of Plattner's ex-girlfriends of experiencing volatile and toxic relationships with Plattner that were unsettling and at times emotionally wrenching. Mr. Plattner could be charming and characteristic, they were called in interviews, but also demeaning to women and in at least one case, even physically threatening. He drank heavily and was regularly unfaithful. Well, if you're in Maine, it sounds like a great qualifications to be a candidate for the Senate. Much of the article centers around claims made by ex-girlfriend Lindsay Fifield, a 40-year-old Virginian who worked in conservative circles and purportedly dated Plattner from 2013 to 2015. Now, somebody's going to say, that was a long time ago, 2013 to 2015. Brett Kavanaugh's supposed crime happened in 1987. Sister. But it still showed the character of Kavanaugh and why he should not be on the bench, right? Here, play digital media file number 11. This is Scott Jennings on this. Every Democrat alive has called people like me racists for 10 years. And then your guy pops up or Nazis rather, for 10 years, maybe for 20 years. And then your guy pops up and is an actual Nazi with actual Nazi tattoos. And somehow He gets pardoned.
Sat here for 10 years and listened to virtually every Democratic pundit call Donald Trump and Republicans Nazis for 10 straight years. They're now lining up behind a guy with a literal Nazi tattoo who literally lied about it and who, oh, by the way, has apparently got credible abuse allegations from a number of women who have no reason to lie about this and every reason to warn the American people about it. It's pretty disgusting. The Nazi tattoo thing, I'll never get over it. No one should ever get over it, but it ought to tell you where the energy is in the Democratic Party.
You know, the life of Prince, what's his name? It's Harry, right? Who's the redhead? That's Prince Harry, right? Yeah, it's good because it's William and Kate, right? William is the one everyone says, oh, William's this and that. He's a great prince. And then there's Harry. The life of Prince Harry was pretty much ruined about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, maybe longer, 15 years ago, when he showed up at a Halloween party dressed as what? A Gestapo officer, as a Nazi. And they said he went to a Hollywood costume shop, you know, where they make and rent the uniforms for making movies and TV shows. He basically went and bought a Nazi uniform and he wore it to a Halloween party. And like, you can't do that. You're not even allowed. Well, and his argument was, well, the actors wear them, and they make movies and TV shows in them. And sometimes they go out, they go to the commissary and they go to lunch. They go in public and they've got them on. Why can't I go wear one? I'm only pretending. Well, that was it. It was over. It's still over for him. You're not allowed to do that. Remember, he just died recently. Mark Furman, the detective, the LA police detective. His life was destroyed because he once used the N-word. He used the N-word, which equates to Nazi and racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, you know, the usual litany. And Furman's life was destroyed. His career was destroyed. He loses all credibility for everything. You know, they went back and reopened cases of his up. Did you know that? People that had been convicted of crimes that Furman did the investigation on, you know, there was a bunch of lawsuits. They went back and sued to get the cases reopened, claiming that, well, you know, if he did any of the investigation and there were black people involved, well, you falsify the evidence or whatever to fit the crime. And none of them were ever, nobody got out of jail because Mark Furman did the investigation. But it didn't matter, is the point. This is a no-fly zone once you do this, but not if you're Graham Plattner. Now, look, if you've ever been to Maine, and I have many times, you know that there's some seriously weird people that live here. Here's a great example. Stephen King, that wacko, that lunatic, that live in Maine. These are strange people. It may actually make Plattner more popular. And people are going like, don't you care, TKAD, you can't say that. No, I can say it. But this guy was a Republican. He's done. He's finished. And everybody knows it. But look, I hate this tit-for-tat BS that, well, you know, the Democrats do this. This is not going to solve the problem. The woman that is on the Facebook, and people keep sending me this interview, there's her talking to the camera about stuff that we talk about every day, which is probably why they're sending it to me. Like, well, why do we have to remain in union with people with a state like California? And by the way, California gets bailed out every month. You pay for that. Your kids are on the hook to repay that debt. That is the responsibility of the legislators and the government of the state of California. Same deal with New York. You pay that. There's a bunch of states that are upside down, can't balance their books because they made left-hard, stupid promises to public employee unions and have they've ruined almost every major city. It doesn't matter what state it's in. Red state, blue state's irrelevant. Big city, they've killed it. Well, where do you think they still get the money to fund They're pinko commie social welfare states. Well, they get it from you, stupid. You, me. One more thing, and then we're going to wrap the program up. And I have not played the soundbite of the day. You're going to have to listen later in the day, or I don't know, maybe I'll play it on the way out. You don't know when I'm going to play it. But do you want to win a Golden Truth ticket for free? Don't cost nothing. You can buy them now at winapoundofgold.com, and you should, because 1 in 10,000, I hope that we sell out real quick. But you can win one today. Be caller number 7 at 844-527-8723 when you hear the soundbite of the day. Here. Play number 13. Now, Nithya Ramen Noodle thought that she lost. Apparently, she got a call from Gavin Newsom. Don't concede anything.
She already did, though.
No. We're going to find you the votes. Don't worry about it. Don't concede anything. Here, this is what she did Tuesday night.
Gavity, I hope you know that everything every person in this room is fighting for in this campaign has been about building a city that's worthy of you and every child in this city.
That's it. She conceded.
She conceded.
And now she's in second place.
And now she's in second place because they just keep finding votes out there. It's never over in California. They may go back and undo the election of Richard Nixon as freaking governor. Nixon, this just in. Did you see the guy on The Simpsons going, this just in? The election of Richard Nixon as governor of California in 1960 has been overturned. A box of ballots was found. Throwing the election to Earl Warren. I think, no, Warren was governor. It was Warren, then Nixon, then Reagan. So stupid, folks. So stupid. All right. 844-527-8723 is your call-in line telephone number. When you hear the Golden Truth Ticket soundbite of the day, the sales window is open at winapoundofgold.com. Get your tickets today. Remember, you can pay your tickets forward. So you can write in that box, I am buying this ticket on behalf of this nonprofit that I love in the hopes that they win the gold. Which actually, one of the cars that we gave away was given away to a charity in Athens, Georgia, because David Colonel bought 100 tickets for them. And it was one of the tickets that he bought 10 tickets for them. It was one of the 10 tickets, and the charity down the street, the nonprofit, won the actual car that we gave away. So it has happened before. So there is a precedent, but I want one of you to win it, and I hope that you do. Look, you have a choice in what to listen to and what to watch. Man, if you want to listen to and try and win that ticket later today, and you're watching on the Ethics of Broadcasting Network or on Census Fidelium, then you need to go and download our app. It's easy to find. Just go crusadechannel.com/app, A-P-P, or search in the App Store, either one. The easiest thing is just on your phone, just do the /app, because it'll send you to the right store. Or you can listen online 24/7 at crusadechannel.com or at mikechurch.com. You have a choice on what to listen to and watch. Thanks for choosing us here today. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see one of you later on today when we play back the Golden Truth Ticket soundbite of the day, and that ticket is going to be yours. In the meanwhile, today is St. William, St. Mubbard and Gilbard. Pray for us. God bless you and Mary keep you.
He's got the truth on his side. The liberals can run, but they'll never hide. He's a friend of Mr. Madison as he fights all leftisms. He supports our troops over there, stands up to the kooks from care. He's the king.